What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 7HC Chapter 154. The last 3 days Naruto stopped 2 years away from Kurenai. He took a deep breath and explained to Hong, "Anko told me everything." "What?" Hong's voice rose a little, but then she figured it out. This is indeed Anko's character. She took 2 steps back and sat on the sofa, looking a little reserved. Kurenai said to Naruto, just sit down and talk first." Seeing Kurenai like this, Naruto felt heartbroken. Looking at this situation, she really likes Shinue very much. But also, Yuhi Kurenai's situation at that time has been analyzed before. Even if I tell my father, I don't know if this embarrassing situation can be solved. But Kamizuki Aoba is the only one who can see her condition. And he also helped her solve her troubles, and the most important point is all the fantasies the girls had about Mr. Charming when Kamizuki Aoba was a ninja student. He is strong, talented, handsome and cute. He only wants to be close to Kurenai, and is even willing to fight Hokage's son Asuma because of Kurenai. It all happened too fast, but for Hong, it was an experience that was impossible to forget. Okay. Naruto walked over and sat next to Yuhi Kurenai. He could clearly feel that Hong's originally relaxed body was slightly tense. Naruto was silent and didn't take the initiative to speak. Hong hugged her chest and lowered her head, and her 2 white and tender feet began to twist uneasily. She didn't know what to say either. In the end, Naruto took the lead. Naruto knew that this matter could not be delayed, so he plucked up the courage to ask Kurenai, "Karina, do you like Kamizuki Aoba?" In this kind of matter, Naruto has always been more courageous and Yamato is more open-minded. Whether facing Hinata or Haruno Sakura or even Koso, Naruto didn't feel so nervous that his heartbeat was racing. There was grievance hidden in Kurenai's heart, and her voice could not be controlled with a hint of crying. "I told you, Naruto." "I know." Naruto nodded, "but I have already told you my identity, and I thought you would not." Before Naruto could finish speaking, the question that Kurenai had suppressed for many years was spoken out excitedly. "You just told your true identity, you didn't say you didn't like me." "What?" When being confessed, normal people would say it tactfully for the sake of the other person's face, right? Naruto just used this incident to explain, but it was just because of this little oversight on his part. As a result, Hong still has some fantasies about Shinue Aoi. Then just for such a glimmer of hope, Hong has been thinking and struggling for nearly 20 years? Naruto's breath hitched and his pupils shrank sharply. He stood up and walked towards Hong, reaching out his hand towards the dull face. The fingertips traced the delicate white cheeks. Seeing that Kurenai didn't refuse, Naruto carefully hugged her. Kurenai's heartbeat accelerated rapidly. She bit her plump lips and asked Naruto in a low voice, "Is this pity or compensation?" "None of them," Naruto said confidently. "Red, this is a response to feelings. Everyone says sincerity is a must-have." Hong had accumulated 15 years of energy for this ultimate move. Even Naruto couldn't stand it. Naruto wanted to say sorry to Kurenai. But he was afraid that she would misunderstand him and think he was pitying her. He had flirted with countless girls, but he shut his mouth at this moment, and his confused mind couldn't think of a single useful sentence. Naruto said one word, but felt that the following words were inappropriate. He wanted to withdraw, but this function obviously did not exist in reality. "Hong, do you want to go down with me?" In the end, Naruto only asked one final question. Kurenai was being hugged by Naruto obediently. Upon hearing this question, her eyes instantly returned to rationality. Hong Zhao's body trembled, and she quickly stood up and broke away. But she seemed a little reluctant to let go. She grabbed Naruto's shoulders again and said to him, "Naruto, maybe it's not suitable between us. In 2 years, I will be 30, and what about Naruto? He is still the same genius and powerful." Naruto was like the wind, unrestrained. And she is simply a stone that has been struggling with one problem her whole life. Even if the two of them walked together, there would be no reaction. It won't cause ripples like the wind blowing across the water. Under the sunlight, the bottom of the water will be so Madara, colorful and fantastic. As for age, I don't really care. Naruto suddenly interrupted Kurenai's thoughts. Hong's brain hadn't reacted yet, but her heart had begun to feel happy involuntarily, and she subconsciously said in surprise, "Huh?" Naruto nodded with a smile. "As far as I know, the average age of women is higher than that of men. Maybe we will grow old together by then?" Hong's breathing rhythm suddenly became disordered, and she didn't know what to say. Seeing her like this, Naruto asked, "Red, I won't force you. I just want to know if you like Kamizuki Aoba or me." "I like it," Hong murmured. "Of course I like it." "That's good." Naruto hugged her soft body and whispered in her ear, "Let's grow old together." Hong slowly closed her beautiful eyes. To say that she is a dull stone is not so appropriate. Things were going somewhat smoothly. Everything went as Anko expected. After all, Kurenai likes Kamizuki Aoba very much. Even if Anko is a little annoying, he won't curse them both. Anko was listening outside and was moved to tears. Maybe women are just creatures that tend to cry over such things. But Anko soon couldn't stand it any longer. She listened to the movement in the room, her expression a little dark. Anko pouted and couldn't help but complain. "Oh, these two people. But think about it. We are all adults. For Naruto, maybe it was just Kurenai who had just left childhood. But for Hong, it was a real period of more than 10 years. And Hong is already that old. Something physical. Ahem, in short, Anko is not suitable to stay here now. She turned and left, but felt a little disappointed in her heart. Best friends have found their partner, and their relationship seems to be going strong. But she is still single. He was even fed a mouthful of dog food just now. Even after eating the vegetarian dog food, another bowl of meat food was served. Of course Anko couldn't eat it, so she left in a hurry. Looking at the prosperous Konoha, Anko walked into the tavern alone and got very drunk before going home. On the one hand, I was happy for Hong, but on the other hand, I felt really lonely. The next day, it was close to noon. Anko just woke up. She tidied up, took a shower, and set off to Hong's house. But before knocking, the door opened by itself. Naruto held one hand on the wall and walked out slowly. Seeing Anko, Naruto immediately told this careless guy, "I advise you not to disturb Kurenai for the next 3 days." Anko. Chapter 155 Strange Smell Konoha Village. In a training ground, Haruno Sakura sat cross-legged on the edge. She closed her eyes tightly and carefully felt the chakra in her body. This situation has been going on for a long time. Practicing day after day gave Haruno Sakura a preliminary understanding of Baihao technique. Her chakra condensed on her forehead and was confined to her forehead. The body produces new chakra, and the new chakra is drawn into the seal of Hokage by Haruno Sakura. Until the afternoon, her delicate little face was covered with sweat. Haruno Sakura slowly opened her eyes and immediately noticed the huge amount of chakra condensed on her forehead. Haruno Sakura quickly stood up and stretched her sore body. She took a mirror out of her pocket and looked at it. I saw a clearly visible diamond shape on the originally broad forehead. Success? Haruno Sakura smiled, feeling excited inside. Finally succeeded. So many days of hard work are not in vain. When she thought that Ino couldn't even get started, Haruno Sakura began to feel like a genius. But Ino didn't learn it, she should be disappointed. Haruno Sakura thought about this and felt that maybe she shouldn't show off to her. She pulled her hair over to cover the mark of Baihao on her clean forehead, turned around and left the training ground. Having learned the Hyakuhao technique, Haruno Sakura immediately went to find Tsunade. At this time, Tsunade is at work. She has become the new Hokage through the election within Konoha. But because there has been no response from the Daemon Prefecture, Tsunade's appointment ceremony was not held. However, during this time, Tsunade has begun to replace Sarutobi Hiruzen and take over Hokage's job. Although there are always 2 consultants nearby who are disturbing Tsunade, overall Tsunade is quite adaptable. Fortunately, nothing major happened recently, not much work, and Shizun's help. In the afternoon, Tsunade finished his work, sat in his seat and stretched out. So tired, Tsunade looked out the window, where the rocks of the 5th Hokage were being carved. When you are a Hokage, you can sit there all day long. Of course I'm tired. Tsunade was resting when Haruno Sakura barged in from outside. Tsunade-sama. Haruno Sakura ran in excitedly. Tsunade glanced at Haruno Sakura with tired eyes, but saw marks on her forehead. Little Sakura. You actually learned it so quickly? Tsunade asked unexpectedly, with a somewhat surprised expression on his face. As one of the Sannin, Tsunade certainly knows how difficult it is to learn the seal of the 100 Hao. Over the years, Tsunade has been looking for suitable candidates. But those people are either not talented enough or don't work hard enough. In short, I can't learn it for various reasons, including Shizun who has been following Tsunade. Even Ino, who was favored by Tsunade, made little progress. However, this little guy Haruno Sakura can actually learn the 100 technique in a short period of time? Yeah, Haruno Sakura said with a smile on her face. It's difficult to learn, but it's also very powerful. Haruno Sakura has just learned the Hyakuhao technique, but she can already feel the horror of this technique. The chakra that is not used normally is concentrated in the seal of Baihao. Explodes directly when needed. This will allow you to have more chakra than your enemies. Not bad. Tsunade was not stingy with his praise, and then said to Haruno Sakura, if you want to exert the power of Baihao's seal, you need to practice more and combine it with another chakra technique, which is strange power. But I'm tired today. You should familiarize yourself with Baihao's seal first. I'll teach you about strange power later. Okay, Tsunade-sama, I'll leave first. Haruno Sakura was not disappointed and left in a hurry. Tsunade looked at Haruno Sakura's back and felt an inexplicable feeling in his heart. Because after ordinary people have learned this level of jutsu, they will definitely be eager to learn matching ninjutsu. But this guy was in no hurry. Could it be that there is something more important? At this time, Shizun reminded Tsunade from the side. Tsunade-sama, have you forgotten the relationship between little Sakura and Naruto? She must have gone to find Naruto. So, Tsunade fell into thought. Now Haruno Sakura is her disciple. Naruto's identity is somewhat sensitive, because even Tsunade himself doesn't know if Naruto is a member of Konoha. Dong dong dong, Naruto was woken up by a knock on the door. Opening his eyes, Naruto found that he was still a little tired. This made Naruto feel helpless. He didn't know many people in Konoha. Who came to him at this time? Naruto's expression now was the same as Zhang Weiman's that night on October 12th, the 6th year of Yuanfeng. Who? Naruto got up, opened the door, and before he could identify the other person, he felt someone rushing towards him. He was startled, and his state became tense almost instantly. But seeing that it was Haruno Sakura, Naruto suddenly relaxed again. This guy, don't you know this is dangerous? In the ninja world, the lives of ninjas are about fighting and killing. Even people like Naruto would subconsciously dodge or attack when faced with a sudden attack. Little Sakura. Naruto saw the mark on the girl's forehead and understood clearly, and said to her, "You can learn Baihao, so you can control the little nine tails." Hiss. Haruno Sakura rushed towards him and hit Naruto a little hurt. But Haruno Sakura didn't notice this at all. She said excitedly, "This way I won't be a vase." Sister, look at whose vase has an airport base. At the beginning, Naruto said that when Haruno Sakura learned Baihao, he would also give her a little nine tails. So Naruto took Haruno Sakura out of his arms and said to her, "Come on, I'll get you a pet." At this time, the other little nine tails who was watching the excitement inside Naruto suddenly felt something was wrong. Currently, Karama in Naruto's body has absorbed the power of 3 nine tails. 2 of the little nine tails were sealed in Shanshan and Sasuke's bodies by Naruto respectively. There was only 1 little nine tails left that was temporarily living inside Naruto. And Naruto still has 3 complete nine tails that he hasn't taken out yet. So it is not difficult to give Haruno Sakura a small nine tails and let Haruno Sakura increase her strength. But Naruto, can I really control little nine tails? Haruno Sakura hesitated. Although they are small, they are nine tails after all. Naruto said to Haruno Sakura, "Don't worry, don't underestimate yourself, let alone Baihao technique. If it's not honest, just use chakra to suppress it." "Okay, I'll listen to Naruto." Haruno Sakura gritted her teeth and agreed decisively. But Haruno Sakura, as someone who has some knowledge of medical ninjutsu, quickly discovered that something was wrong with Naruto. "Naruto, you?" Haruno Sakura frowned slightly, moved her face closer, and the tip of her white and red nose twitched slightly, as if she smelled a strange smell. Naruto. Chapter 156. She wants to regain her position. "Naruto, what is this?" Haruno Sakura asked curiously. Naruto coughed dryly. "Don't ask so many questions. Anyway, now I just want to get you a little nine tails." Seeing that Naruto refused to say anything, Haruno Sakura felt a little disappointed and said without much interest, "Oh." At the same time, in Naruto's sealed space, Karama has sucked the slightly grown little nine tails down to only a few dozen centimeters in size again. Little nine tails felt very humiliated, but it knew the fate of the first 2 little nine tails and did not resist. On the other side, Naruto raised his hand and pressed it on his abdomen, directly pulling out the little nine tails from his body. That furry little guy fits Haruno Sakura's aesthetic perfectly. Naruto held the little nine tails by the back of his neck and said to it, "Do you know the rules?" Little nine tails screamed angrily, "Don't try to make me pretend to be a sissy." Last time, the little nine tails was put into Shanshan's body by Naruto and was forced to become a female. This made little nine tails feel a shadow in his heart. Naruto's expression darkened, his eyes narrowed slightly, and there was a hint of danger in his eyes. "You have to know that you are not indispensable to me." Little nine tails was silent, but still struggling in his heart. If the little nine tails were sealed inside Haruno Sakura, then it can leave Karama, not absorbed by Karama chakra. This is equivalent to being able to develop independently. After a while, it can regain its strength, but little nine tails doesn't want to act like a sissy. Karama, as nine tails, certainly knows what nine tails is thinking. Karama's voice came from Naruto. I know what you think. I want to regain my strength, but I don't want to give in. Where can such a good thing come from? I advise you to think clearly. If you make the wrong choice, the consequences will be very serious." Hearing Karama's voice, the little nine tails showed an aggrieved human expression. But then it was relieved. "I agree, well." Haruno Sakura was curled up on Naruto's crib, one hand covering her abdomen, her facial expression uncontrollable. But she seemed to be very concerned about her image in front of Naruto, so she managed not to scream. "Hiss, this bed is full of Naruto-kun's scent." Haruno Sakura took a deep breath of Naruto's breath and immediately felt refreshed. Even the burning sensation of the seal in her abdomen was much weaker. Naruto, who was watching from the side, it took a while before Haruno Sakura calmed down. No wonder Zuzi felt so uncomfortable at that time. Haruno Sakura released her hand covering her abdomen and looked over. There were only some burn scars on the vest line that showed slight traces of training, as well as the seal mark of the little nine tails. Haruno Sakura said with lingering fear, "It turns out it's because it hurts so much. But the faith of love is invincible." Even so, Haruno Sakura did not lose her image and shouted. In Haruno Sakura's opinion, win, not to mention. Naruto walked over and placed his hand on Haruno Sakura's abdomen, performing a medical ninjutsu. Being taken care of by Naruto. It's a big win, it's alright, Naruto-kun. Haruno Sakura's cheeks were rosy, and she asked Naruto. "Naruto, why are you so tired, and why do you smell so good?" Naruto stopped the medical ninjutsu and coughed dryly. "Ahem, don't ask so many questions. Let's build a good relationship with little nine tails these days. In a few days, I will teach you nine tails chakra mode." Nine Tails Chakra Mode? Haruno Sakura asked, recalling the scent in her mind. Haruno Sakura has seen Phosphorus. I've also seen the Nine Tails Chakra Mode of Shang Phosphorus. Just turning on the Nine Tails Chakra Mode seems to require going through Naruto's illusion. Sasuke met this condition, but he didn't know why he backed down. That mode is very powerful if you can turn on Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Haruno Sakura's eyes revealed a hint of sharpness and she thought viciously in her heart, I can regain my place in front of that woman. When Xiang Ling met Haruno Sakura, the relationship between the two was not pleasant. Kaoru is bigger than Haruno Sakura and is stronger than Haruno Sakura. Originally, Haruno Sakura planned to teach Xiang Lian a lesson, but she was unexpectedly killed by Xiang Lian. If Haruno Sakura's strength suddenly increases, she will definitely teach Haruno a lesson and ask her how she successfully seduced Naruto. In the past few days, Naruto completely understood a certain famous saying from his previous life. There are no fields that have been plowed, only cows that have died from exhaustion. Ever since confessing to Kurenai Yuhi, Naruto couldn't rest all night long. But he himself is quite happy. Fortunately, 3 days later, Yuhi Hong took the team out to perform a mission. Although Naruto's body could hold up, he still needed some rest. He purchased some supplements in Konoha and took good care of himself. And Haruno Sakura also adapted to the existence of Lil Nine Tails. Naruto then brought Haruno Sakura to the training ground. Naruto looked at Haruno Sakura, who was standing at attention in front of him, and asked her, Sakura-chan, do you have any plans to improve your strength now? Is there an improvement plan? Haruno Sakura thought for a moment and said, does learning strange powers count? Strange power? Hearing the word, Naruto had a picture in his mind. It was a scene where an extremely majestic and gigantic woman descended from the sky and kicked Jiraiya away. Tsunade's monster power is indeed strong. Well, the strange power is one. Naruto nodded. However, now that you are familiar with the existence of the Little Nine Tails, let's start practicing the Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Haruno Sakura immediately became serious. Although I don't know what it is, Naruto-kun won't hurt me, I will try my best. As for Haruno Sakura, Naruto actually couldn't bear to abandon her. After all, this guy has completely different senses than Naruto was given in the original novel. Since this is the case, Naruto must find a way to improve Haruno Sakura's strength. At the very least, Haruno Sakura cannot be left without the ability to protect herself. Otherwise Naruto would have to protect this and that again. Isn't it very tiring? Every time there is danger, Naruto has to be there. Isn't this very troublesome? Although this is what it should be, Naruto always makes mistakes, right? So to protect them, it is better to give them the ability to protect themselves. But, Naruto tentatively asked Haruno Sakura, I'm also very interested in strange powers. Really, Naruto-kun, you want to learn strange powers? Haruno Sakura became a little excited. Okay, actually it's like this. She was about to tell the principle and content of the strange power on the spot. Naruto quickly reached out and interrupted. Stop, this technique belongs to Tsunade, right? I will go find her when I have time. Why? Haruno Sakura was a little curious. Naruto shook his head slightly and explained to Haruno Sakura. This technique belongs to others. Although I have taught it to you, you have no right to teach it to others. This is also a rule. If you told me directly, what would Tsunade think of you? Haruno Sakura slowly lowered her head. Oh, in fact, Haruno Sakura also knows this. But after all, it was Naruto who wanted to know, so she didn't care. Chapter 157 Little Sakura becomes stronger. Next, Naruto didn't mention the strange power thing again. He explained to Haruno Sakura the key points of turning on Nine Tails Chakra Mode. So, you need to first understand your true heart through my illusion, and then make a decision based on your true heart. Should you obey your true heart, or should you change your true heart according to your will? In short, you need to live according to your heart first, and then absorb the Nine Tails Chakra that Nine Tails does not control, then you can enter the Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Haruno Sakura listened very seriously. She nodded and said, But Naruto, what if I live according to my heart? Are you living according to your heart's wishes? This probability is somewhat low. Naruto is an exception. How many people in the world are forced to choose the opposite path to their wishes? How many people can live according to their true intentions? When you are trying to live your life, do you think of a child who once had a longing for the future? His dream was to become an esports player or a sports athlete? And if you want to enter Nine Tails Chakra Mode, you must become an esports player. It's difficult. The other way is more difficult, especially if you like esports very much, which makes you completely give up your love for esports. So the conditions for entering Nine Tails Chakra Mode are not difficult on the surface. But it's particularly confusing. But since Haruno Sakura said so, Naruto decided to let her try. Naruto thought for a while and said to the little Nine Tails inside Haruno Sakura, You try to give up a little chakra. In order to get rid of the covetousness of the monster in your body, I am willing to cooperate with you. Little Nine Tails responded weakly. The next second, Haruno Sakura felt a burning sensation in her abdomen. A scarlet Nine Tails chakra code appeared on her body. Sakura-chan, try to absorb it, Naruto reminded Haruno Sakura. Haruno Sakura endured the severe pain and nodded seriously. She closed her eyes, her eyelashes trembling slightly. After a while, under Naruto's stunned expression, the Nine Tails chakra on Haruno Sakura's body actually began to calm down. The crimson violet Nine Tails chakra actually began to disappear, being absorbed by Haruno Sakura. Nine Tails chakra and Haruno Sakura's chakra are condensed. A touch of golden light appeared on Haruno Sakura's body. This feeling, Haruno Sakura opened her golden eyes, lowered her head and looked at her hands. So warm, so powerful. Naruto stared at Haruno Sakura with dumbfounded eyes, feeling a little unbelievable in his heart. Did not expect, Haruno Sakura actually lives according to her heart? What surprised Naruto was that the golden Nine Tails chakra on Haruno Sakura's body began to dissipate. From the time Haruno Sakura started Nine Tails chakra mode to the time she ended Nine Tails chakra mode, only 5 seconds passed. This, 5 seconds of real woman? Little Sakura? Naruto walked over and unexpectedly asked Haruno Sakura. You. Forget it, there is no point in worrying about your heart. Why is your Nine Tails chakra mode so short? Haruno Sakura explained directly to Naruto. That's it, Naruto-kun. I feel that this chakra is consumed too quickly, so I subconsciously store it in the seal of the 100 Hao. What? Naruto looked at this guy's white forehead in shock. There was originally a diamond-shaped blue Baihao mark there. But now, after being stored in the Nine Tails chakra by Haruno Sakura, it turned into a light golden color. I should be able to store another 50 times the same Nine Tails chakra as just now. Haruno Sakura deduced. In this case, I can burst out the Nine Tails chakra at any time during the battle. And 50 times the energy? Naruto felt outrageous after hearing this. He took a deep breath and said to Haruno Sakura, how about, you try again? Okay. Haruno Sakura nodded immediately and began to communicate with the little Nine Tails. Little Nine Tails has become a doormat, and now he doesn't dare to disobey at all. Soon, Haruno Sakura enters Nine Tails chakra mode again. She then stored these Nine Tails chakra in the seal of Baihao. This made the golden mark of the Baihao seal on her forehead more obvious. After doing this for 3 or 5 times, a golden seal of hundreds of heroes appeared on Haruno Sakura's forehead. Haruno Sakura wanted to continue, but the little Nine Tails couldn't hold on anymore. Little Nine Tails' chakra is small to begin with, but now that I've given it so many times, I'm already tired. Haruno Sakura asked for chakra to no avail, so she told Naruto the situation. Naruto nodded slightly after hearing this. Don't force it to be so cruel. How about you try to burst these chakras all at once? Okay. Haruno Sakura didn't hesitate at all and began to form seals with her hands. The Baihao seal on her forehead was unsealed, and the Nine Tails chakra inside emerged one after another. The seal of the 100 heroes was originally supposed to have black lines, but on Haruno Sakura's body, it was gold. Several intersecting golden lines extend from Haruno Sakura's forehead, and the golden chakra surrounding her body is slightly lighter in color. And because the Nine Tails chakra was too strong, the chakra that could not surround her began to extend outwards. So a pair of golden fox ears grew out of Haruno Sakura's head, and there was an extra tail on her back. Even Haruno Sakura's cheeks have grown 6 pads beards like Naruto. Naruto was a little surprised, but he calmed down and analyzed in his mind. Haruno Sakura just entered Nine Tails chakra mode for the 7th time. Those chakras were stored by her. Now breaking out, Haruno Sakura's Nine Tails chakra mode time limit has been extended 7 times. Strength increased by 4 times. It seems that Baihao technique actually has the effect of assisting Nine Tails chakra mode. And this situation also reminded Naruto of some things in the original work. Senju Hashirama enters Sage mode in seconds, clapping his hands and shouting whatever he wants. This isn't how familiar Senju Hashirama's Sage mode is. Instead, he stored the magic chakra in his body in advance using a pattern similar to the seal of 100 Hao. I see, in this way, when it is time to fight, you will be able to exert several times or even 10 times your own combat power. No wonder that guy Uchiha Madara couldn't defeat Senju Hashirama, so that's the reason? Naruto was a little excited. If this was the case, he could also recreate it. Naruto said to Haruno Sakura, Sakura-chan, don't worry and call me, I'll test the strength. Okay, but Naruto-kun, be careful, Haruno Sakura said seriously. She clenched her fists and turned into golden light and disappeared from Naruto's sight. Naruto's eyes widened suddenly, and his pupils moved around a dozen times in a few seconds. He was surprised in his heart. So fast! Her speed is faster than mine under normal conditions, and even my sight can barely keep up. Chapter 158 Sasuke is stimulated. Golden shadows flickered around Naruto. Haruno Sakura felt a sense of surprise in her heart when she noticed that Naruto's body could not keep up with her movements. Because Naruto has always been an invincible feeling. 2 simple words ran through Naruto's life, invincible. But now Haruno Sakura is actually able to realize this kind of thing. Naruto-kun hasn't entered Nine Tails chakra mode yet, if that's the case. Haruno Sakura licked her lips, then I'm welcome. Whoosh, as soon as Naruto noticed, Haruno Sakura quickly approached Naruto. The kiss is here. Naruto grabbed Haruno Sakura's arm with his backhand and pushed her to the ground. After a while. I was wrong, Naruto-kun. Haruno Sakura exited Nine Tails chakra mode and stood in front of Naruto with her head lowered. She covered her numb buttocks with one hand, with resentment in her eyes. Seeing that Haruno Sakura had a good attitude in admitting her mistake, Naruto said to her, "Very good, you must always store the Nine Tails chakra in the future, so that you can have higher combat power and be safer. Do you understand?" "Yes, I understand." Haruno Sakura agreed obediently. Naruto thought for a moment and said something in Haruno Sakura's ear. Haruno Sakura hesitated after hearing this. Haruno Sakura has always been submissive to Naruto. But Haruno Sakura had to seriously consider this matter. "Naruto-kun, is this really okay?" Haruno Sakura asked worriedly. Naruto waved his hand. "No problem, that guy won't be beaten to the point of collapse by you." "Well, since it's Naruto's request." Haruno Sakura's expression gradually became serious, "then I have no reason to refuse." After being separated from Naruto this time, Haruno Sakura had 3 days to prepare. Later, Haruno Sakura found Sasuke who was being trained by Jiraiya. "Zuzi, come on, let's have a couple of moves." Haruno Sakura put her hands on her hips and spoke confidently to Sasuke who was training. At this time, Sasuke was training with a toad, that's right. Since becoming Jiraiya's disciple, Sasuke's strength has begun to improve by leaps and bounds. He also made a contract with the toad. Hearing Haruno Sakura's words, Sasuke showed a shocked expression. "You?" Sasuke looked at Haruno Sakura and shook his head slightly. Apart from the golden mark on her forehead, there is nothing special about Haruno Sakura. What kind of confidence does she have to challenge herself? Jiraiya on the side touched his chin, but he actually wanted to see Sasuke's joke. Although Sasuke is strong, Jiraiya has recognized the mark on Haruno Sakura's forehead. That is the seal of Baihao. Now Sasuke is a bit reluctant to deal with the ninja who has the seal of 100 heroes. "Do you look down on me, pillar?" Haruno Sakura took 2 steps forward and stared at Sasuke with bright eyes. Sasuke laughed angrily. "What are the ingredients of your Haruno Sakura? I don't know yet?" "Purely a nymphomaniac novice. If Sasuke is Naruto's younger brother, then Haruno Sakura is your younger brother." Sasuke was not used to Haruno Sakura, so he dropped the toad on the spot, intending to teach Haruno Sakura a lesson first. Sasuke didn't even open a Sharingan. Sasuke raised his hand and pointed his thumb at himself. "As long as you can force me to activate Sharingan, you win." "Jiraiya." Haruno Sakura raised the corners of her lips slightly, revealing a smile. "Okay, this is what you said." After both sides stood still, the competition began. Sasuke put his hands in his pockets and said to Haruno Sakura, "I don't know why, but you have probably forgotten who is the #1 genius in Konoha." "That's right, as we all know, there are 3 geniuses in Konoha in this era. The first is Naruto, second is Sasuke, third is Neji. But Naruto left Konoha, so it doesn't count. Then he, Uchiha Sasuke, is the #1 genius in Konoha at the moment. With 3 Magatama, he is not afraid of anyone of his age." "Zuzi, you are still so proud," Haruno Sakura complained, her eyes slightly closed. Sasuke looked a little strange at this scene. Could it be that Haruno Sakura still has eye skills? But the next second, Sasuke's originally calm expression froze. An extremely powerful chakra erupted on Haruno Sakura. That touch of gold, Sasuke had only seen on Naruto and Karen. He subconsciously started to get serious and wanted to open Sharingan. But, the next second, Haruno Sakura's figure disappeared. Before Sasuke could react, a sharp pain shot through his abdomen. Boom. Cough. Sasuke curled up and fell to the ground with a ferocious expression. Haruno Sakura saw Sasuke stretching her hips like this, and burst into laughter. "Zuzi, so you're pulling like this. You can't even beat me. It seems that your desire for revenge is out of imagination." "What? What did you say?" Sasuke didn't mean to take it seriously at first. But when he raised his head and saw Haruno Sakura's mocking expression, he suddenly became angry. 3 Tomo Sharingan turned wildly in Sasuke's eyes. This guy with almost 0 combat ability could actually defeat him easily. A huge feeling of frustration lingered in Sasuke's mind. Frustrated, angry, driven by his emotions, Sasuke's eye skills began to improve. He eased the severe pain in his body for a while, stood up while supporting the injury in his chest, and said to Haruno Sakura, "Haruno Sakura. Even if you are Naruto, you can't laugh at my mission at will." Hearing Sasuke's words, Haruno Sakura's heart skipped a beat. "Aren't you being harsh?" "Wrong. This was Naruto's request. So the harder it is, the better." Haruno Sakura's golden eyes turned slightly, and she laughed at Sasuke again. "Then try the illusion you were proud of." Haha, Sasuke is very proud of Uchiha's bloodline. In fact, this is a shortcoming common to every Uchiha tribesman. Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Izuna are both geniuses, but they are both very confident in their bloodline. But Izuna, who was said to have no flaws, paid the price for it. Itachi also had no choice but to escape during the confrontation with Naruto. Even people like Uchiha Shisui, who have been brainwashed by the will of fire, will reveal a hint of pride as a member of the Uchiha clan in their daily speech. The only one who doesn't fully believe in the Uchiha bloodline may be Uchiha Madara, who has been suppressed by Senju Hashirama all his life. Because in the end, Madara started researching the Senju bloodline. Sasuke doesn't believe Haruno Sakura is immune to genjutsu. But after he cast an illusion on Haruno Sakura, Haruno Sakura looked at Sasuke with a puzzled expression. "Zuzi, Are your eyes not working? Why can't I feel anything? Sasuke's teeth clenched in his mouth, he couldn't bear it anymore. But Haruno Sakura disappeared again. Sasuke's 3-Tomo Sharingan simply cannot capture Haruno Sakura's traces. Boom! Sasuke's eyes darkened, his whole mind went dark, and his body fell to the ground uncontrollably. And Haruno Sakura's chuckle reached Sasuke's ears at the last second when he was unconscious. Chapter 159 Zuzi's True Intention. When Sasuke woke up again, he was lying in the corner of the training ground. Jiraiya was hiding in the grass with a telescope, and he knew what he was doing without even thinking about it. And Haruno Sakura is gone. After regaining consciousness, Sasuke opened his eyes sharply. 3-Tomo Sharingan turned slightly. Realizing that he had actually been defeated by Haruno Sakura, and defeated easily, Sasuke could not accept the result. Sasuke shot up from the ground, looked around before running somewhere. Hello. Jiraiya noticed Sasuke's movements, stopped in front of him and asked, "What are you going to do?" "Look for Naruto," Sasuke replied, stepping away from Jiraiya. Jiraiya didn't stop him either. When Sasuke found Naruto, he discovered something that shocked him. Naruto was actually shopping with Kurenai Yuhi, and judging from the situation of the two of them, they seemed to be very close. The horror in Sasuke's eyes cannot be described in words. He knew that Naruto was a pervert, but Sasuke didn't expect that Naruto would not even let go of people from the previous generation. This is really a knife in the A** and an eye-opener. But after the initial shock, Sasuke didn't care. All he cares about is strength. Sasuke stopped Naruto and asked him directly, "What happened to Sakura-chan?" "Oh, it's a pillar. Naruto saw Sasuke and invited him. We are going to watch a movie later. Do you want to come?" Seeing Sasuke coming, Yuhi Kurenai let go of Naruto's hand for some reason. She seemed to really not want others to know what happened with Naruto. Because it will be regarded as a pervert. Several black lines appeared on Sasuke's forehead. "What's going on with me, the light bulb, when you're dating someone else?" Sasuke asked Naruto eagerly. "Naruto, I don't have time to watch a movie, you should know what I'm talking about." Naruto didn't fool Sasuke too much and asked him directly, "Do you still know the genjutsu that little Nine Tails told me about?" "Is it because of that?" Sasuke suddenly fell into huge regret. If Sasuke had let Naruto experiment with genjutsu, he would not have been defeated and ridiculed by Haruno Sakura. Naruto knew Sasuke's character, so he said to him, "Don't worry, Zuzi. You can activate Nine Tails chakra mode with me at any time, but your condition is not very good now, go home and rest for 2 days before coming to me." Haruno Sakura and Naruto are both people who live according to their hearts. But that's not necessarily the case with pillars. Is his true intention to seek revenge? This is impossible to say. But, Naruto. Sasuke didn't understand why Naruto was delaying. Now Sasuke's pursuit of strength has reached the ultimate level. Naruto shook his head slightly and said to Sasuke, "I told you that you are not suitable for genjutsu right now, so go and rest for 2 days. Seeing that Naruto didn't seem to be joking, Sasuke agreed. Looking at Sasuke's back, Naruto shook his head slightly. He didn't lie to Sasuke. If Sasuke's original intention Sasuke cannot complete, then Sasuke cannot activate Nine Tails chakra mode. Unless Sasuke gives up completely, and with Sasuke's character, he definitely won't give up. He is unable to fulfill his original intention and cannot rest assured of his original intention, and at the same time he pursues power. Sasuke will definitely attack Nine Tails chakra when the time comes. The little Nine Tails is afraid of Naruto and Karama, so he will definitely obey Sasuke. When the time came, Sasuke faced Nine Tails chakra but was unable to absorb it. Then if the Nine Tails chakra that is not controlled by Nine Tails breaks out in the body, a backlash will occur. Sasuke's current condition is not good. If it really backfires, his life will be lost. If he is in good condition, he can still hold on until Tsunade arrives. After Sasuke left, Naruto turned around and took Yuhi Kurenai's hand. "Let's continue." Yuhi Hong pursed her delicate lips and said nothing, focusing entirely on the crowd around her. She would be a little nervous when meeting familiar people. After all, there is such a big age difference, and it feels a bit social to be discovered. It's like browser logs being exposed. Not only that, your girlfriend also said to you, your sister knows. Your sister has also seen it. She will never act like a spoiled child like you again. Your mother didn't expect your hobbies to be so strange. Your dad bought 2 bottles of wine and is waiting for you at home. You should go back quickly. Also, please don't contact me again. At this moment, I wanted to live in another world. As expected, Sasuke didn't wait until 2 days later. After 1 day, Konoha training ground, 3 figures stood in a relatively secluded location. Naruto, Haruno Sakura, Sasuke. Naruto is responsible for casting illusions, and Sasuke is responsible for receiving the true heart. In case of failure, Haruno Sakura can be temporarily responsible for treating Sasuke. After everything was ready, Naruto said to Sasuke, "Do you remember everything I said to you?" Sasuke nodded seriously, his eyes full of desire for strength. Naruto smiled slightly, feeling vaguely expectant in his heart. This pillar has always wanted revenge, but he didn't know what he really wanted. Naruto cast a genjutsu and pointed his hand gesture at Sasuke. Haruno Sakura looked at this scene curiously. because Naruto originally planned to cast a genjutsu on her. But because Haruno Sakura lives by her true nature, it is useless. Haruno Sakura is still a little curious about this illusion. Naruto cast an illusion, but Sasuke didn't feel anything special. Just when he was wondering, a shadow appeared in the middle of the three people. The shadow gradually solidified, and it turned out to be another Sasuke. This is. Sasuke frowned and couldn't help but open the three Magatama to check the situation. Sasuke's original eyes opened, and there were also strange three Magatama in his eyes. Seeing Sasuke's true form, Benshin showed a smile that showed his spirit was not broken. Real form? Then I'll accept it. Hanshin begins to cast genjutsu, intending to possess Sasuke's body. This situation is somewhat unexpected, but Naruto intervened. Under Naruto's control, Sasuke's inner chakra suddenly decreased. Damn it. Benshin looked at Naruto with a ferocious expression. Naruto looked calm, but Haruno Sakura was shocked. Because she had never seen Sasuke with such a distorted face. Naruto reminded Sasuke, just ask. Calling out the original heart is just to ask about the original heart. You don't need the assistance of illusion to complete your original intention, but you do need to change your original intention. Next, something happened that surprised Naruto and Haruno Sakura. Facing his own heart, Sasuke directly used genjutsu to control it. Because Naruto reduced the chakra output to Hanshin, Hanshin's chakra is not as good as Sasuke's. Do you treat yourself so harshly, Pillar? After Sasuke got his mind under control, he asked a question. It's nothing more than my original thoughts. As Naruto expected, Sasuke's original intention was not revenge. But take control of your own life, the kind that doesn't require anyone's intervention. Chapter 160 Naruto's Plan. Whether it's the original book or the world Naruto lives in now, Sasuke's life seems not to be his own choice. In the original work, Sasuke was arranged for revenge by Itachi. After taking revenge, he was deceived by Obito. It was not until Hokage F4 appeared that Sasuke planned to do what he wanted to do. In this world, Sasuke was arranged for revenge by Itachi again. He seemed to have no right to choose of his own. So Sasuke's original intention is not revenge, but to control his own life. And it's about taking control of your life from an early age. In this way, the brother will not kill his family. He wouldn't have to pursue power by any means necessary. Then you can live happily. This answer not only surprised Naruto, but also Sasuke himself. After his heart disappeared, Sasuke looked at the ground in confusion. Naruto said to Sasuke, this may be something that is unacceptable subconsciously, so that's how it is in my heart. Now Sasuke wants to control the power of Nine Tails chakra. He needs to live according to his heart and try to jump out of the path that others have arranged for him. Or he can obey his fate and follow the path arranged by others. Sasuke stood there thinking about these two questions, struggling more and more in his heart. In short, Naruto solemnly reminded Sasuke, either change your heart or obey your heart. Before this, do not try to control the power of Nine Tails chakra, otherwise something bad will happen, and it may even endanger your life. I know, Naruto. Sasuke's fists unclenched slightly and his expression became firm. Naruto nodded. The method is left to Sasuke, it depends on Sasuke's own efforts. Sasuke left the training ground and did not directly start transforming the Nine Tails chakra. Because he knew that he was not ready yet, and Naruto was not an alarmist. To obtain that kind of powerful power, you also need to pay some price. In fact, the power of Nine Tails chakra, the simpler the person, the easier it is to obtain it. Naruto lives his life as he pleases, and his way of looking at things is a bit different. As a time traveler, he has his own insights, so he can easily obtain the power of Nine Tails chakra. And Haruno Sakura is also very simple. She is simply a nymphomaniac, so she can get it easily. Shang Phosphorus was more complicated, wanting revenge but not having the strength, but in the end he succeeded with the help of Naruto. Sasuke is obviously more complex. Whether he can master this power depends on himself. There was only so much Naruto could help. Those who cannot conquer their true nature cannot control the power of Nine Tails chakra. After Sasuke left the training ground, Naruto also began to think about his next plan. There are still potential threats in the ninja world. That would be Obito and Black Zetsu. Naruto wanted to kill them if he could. But before that, Naruto wanted to prevent Obito, a guy with no bottom line, from threatening the people around him. So Naruto wants to develop the Snow Country first. But now the Snow Country is relatively safe. Even if he is attacked by Obito, Naruto can come back quickly. So, Naruto told Haruno Sakura, who had 9 tails by his side, about the Akatsuki organization and Obito. Haruno Sakura looked stunned after hearing this. In other words, I may become the target of that dark guy. That's right. Naruto nodded. That guy is very insidious and will do anything to achieve his goal. Naruto was right about that. Obito is indeed like this. Just 2 words, born. So Naruto invited Haruno Sakura. I built a safe zone in the land of snow, and I will rush back in time, so, do you want to go? Naruto invites Haruno Sakura, generally speaking. With Haruno Sakura's nymphomaniac personality, she would definitely agree immediately. But, things were beyond Naruto's expectation. Haruno Sakura thought for a moment and said apologetically to Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto. Tsunade-sama trained me, and now she has just taken office. I can't let her handle the busy official duties alone. And not just me, even the pillars he has 9 tails. Is that so? Naruto thought for a moment and roughly understood Haruno Sakura's thoughts. Although Haruno Sakura paid a lot of money to become Tsunade's apprentice. But Tsunade didn't hide Haruno Sakura's talent after discovering it, he was a real mentor. Now Haruno Sakura has just learned and is about to run away? This is a bit unreasonable. Secondly, Haruno Sakura is different from Naruto and Sasuke in that her parents are still alive. Even if she wants to leave, she has to consider her parents' feelings. But there is one thing Haruno Sakura said wrong. Naruto explained to Haruno Sakura, with Jiraiya beside the pillar, I'm not too worried. Indeed, Jiraiya has some bad habits, but there is no doubt about his strength. At its peak, Jiraiya's strength can also touch the threshold of Choing. It's a bit unrealistic for Obito to try to steal Sasuke's 9 tails from Jiraiya. What's more, Jiraiya's mission is not to defeat Obito, but to contact Naruto directly after discovering Obito. And Naruto can quickly rush from any place in the ninja world. Naruto-kun, I also have Tsunade-sama by my side. Haruno Sakura said to Naruto confidently. Although Tsunade-sama accepted me as a disciple initially because of money, I believe that Tsunade-sama will not see me in danger of. But, since it's Naruto-kun's invitation, of course I will accept it. If I don't accept it, I will regret it for the rest of my life. However, Tsunade-sama cannot handle that much work on his own right now. Naruto, I promise you, in 3 years I will convince Tsunade-sama and his parents, and then go find you. Seeing Haruno Sakura's serious statement, Naruto nodded. Okay, I hope you are already a woman by then. Huh? Haruno Sakura's expression froze, and she subconsciously glanced down at her toes. Immediately, she raised her hand to cover it. The slight softness was Haruno Sakura's pain point. She said pessimistically, Naruto-kun, do you think it will grow up? Naruto smiled. Don't worry, I have secrets that can make them grow up. Haruno Sakura became excited after hearing this and asked quickly. But Naruto avoided talking about this issue, saying it was too early. Haruno Sakura left disappointed, but there was still a glimmer of hope in her heart. Naruto, on the other hand, planned to carry out his plan. First try to see if you can get the Baihao technique from Tsunade. Of course the best way is to trade, if it doesn't work, forget it. Naruto also has a system to obtain Baihao technique. After obtaining the Baihao technique, return to the land of snow. Chapter 161 It's uncomfortable to be prostituted for free. Naruto planned to leave Konoha, and he also realized that he was not alone. So Naruto told the people around him about his plan. After hearing this, Hinata expressed her willingness to follow Naruto. But as the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan, she cannot make decisions by herself on some things. The marriage matter has been settled with Naruto. But after all, he is not married yet, so he still has to ask Heishi about his residence and transportation. Naruto went to find Heishi on the spot. As a result, Heishi refused decisively. Heishi said to Naruto with a serious expression, Uzumaki Naruto, you have left the village, you know how dangerous the outside world is. Until you can fully guarantee Hinata's safety, whether as a clan leader or father, I will not let you take Hinata out of Konoha. Okay. Naruto was not disappointed, but told the story about the snow country. Originally, I had planned to settle down in the snow country, but it's just not perfected yet. Hiishi's eyes flashed with surprise after hearing this, then wait until it's perfect and then pick Hinata up. He didn't doubt Naruto because of his age, because Naruto acted very mature. And he is very strong, if Naruto is willing to build a ninja village. Let alone a remote snow country, even if Naruto's favorite destination was on the sea level, Heishi believed that there were countless businessmen willing to invest. Even if the sea is filled in by then, it will not be impossible. The most fundamental right in this world is power. Those businessmen's attention to the ninja world is not weak at all. A strong man like Naruto wanted to build a shinobi village when he was short of money. Of course, those people will not miss the opportunity to invest. For the merchants, Naruto established the ninja village. This opportunity is equivalent to the Blue Star people traveling back decades ago at the end of 2023 and meeting a young man named Ma who was soliciting investment. Naruto's establishment of the ninja village is also a retreat for the Hyuga clan, which has been on board with Hinata early. After Naruto left the Hyuga clan, he went to find Kurenai Yuhi. As a result, Kurenai Yuhi's attitude was also very clear. As an instructor, she cannot leave while her disciples are not yet capable of taking charge of their own affairs. And it is unlikely that Yuhi Kurenai will take the team to the land of snow. Because Hinata, Inuzuka Kiba, and Shino, these 3 people are the secret ninja clan of Konoha. If Naruto abducts them, Tsunade will definitely become anxious with Naruto. After running around, Naruto didn't find anyone. Naruto wasn't worried though. Haruno Sakura and the Polaris security have Tsunade and Jiraiya, so no problem. Yuhi Kurenai doesn't have little 9 tails, so there's no need for Obito to look for her. And Naruto bears the mark of the Flying Thunder God. It's not easy for Obito to touch Yuhi Kurenai. Finally, Naruto went to the Hokage building to find Tsunade. Inside the Hokage office, a blonde girl was burying her head in a pile of documents. The delicate little face, the light golden hair, and the proud snow-white giant pressed on the table in front of him. At first glance, I thought she was a young and beautiful girl, but she was actually several decades old. She is Konoha's new Hokage, Senju Tsunade. In the office, Shizune and Ino are organizing information for Tsunade to review. As for Haruno Sakura, she focuses on the training of strange powers. Naruto's arrival livened up the atmosphere a little. Ino blinked at Naruto. Naruto smiled back. Ino noticed that there was a little more strangeness between herself and Naruto. It was indeed a strange feeling, because Naruto changed so quickly. How long has it been since graduation? Naruto seemed like a new person. And they were not in the same team, so Haruno Sakura got the first win. A rare visitor. Tsunade put down the information in his hand and asked Naruto, "What brings you here?" Naruto didn't mince words and made his request directly. "I want to learn the Baihao technique. What will it cost?" Hearing these words, Tsunade remembered Haruno Sakura learning the Hyakuhao technique a few days ago. It seems Haruno Sakura has shown off to Naruto. Naruto also discovered the power of Baihao technique, so he took a fancy to this technique. Tsunade responded tentatively to Naruto, "Worship me as your master." "Okay," Naruto said without hesitation, "but I won't stay in Konoha." Tsunade chuckled. "Forget it, or you don't want to become a disciple and just stay in Konoha." It seems that Tsunade has noticed the grudge between Naruto and Konoha, so he plans to win over. But Naruto was already determined, let alone Tsunade, not even Hashirama could pull him back. Naruto shook his head slightly again. Seeing Naruto like this, Tsunade also shook his head. "If you want to learn the Hyakuhao technique, you must either become a disciple, or you can be a ninja in Konoha. I have already returned the favor to you for helping me win votes. There is no other way to learn the Baihao technique." "Really?" Naruto lowered his head, feeling a little disappointed. But this was not what Naruto expected. However, Naruto would no longer be bound by Konoha. Seeing that Naruto still didn't agree, Tsunade realized that Baihao technique's temptation was not enough. So Tsunade said to Naruto again, "Of course, if you become a disciple, in addition to the techniques I know, you can also kill someone in the village at any time." Hearing this, Naruto recalled an old face full of gloom in his mind. Haha. Naruto smiled, turned around and walked outside. Tsunade is about to become a Hokage, and Danzo is clearly her biggest thorn in the side. But Tsunade knew there was a grudge between Naruto and Danzo. So he actually wanted to use Naruto's needs and help Naruto's hands to kill Danzo. Naruto was happy to kill Danzo, but he wasn't happy to be taken advantage of. It seems that the difference between Tsunade and Sarutobi Hiruzen is that Tsunade does not have so many years of Hokage experience. Wait a moment. Seeing Naruto about to leave, Tsunade immediately stopped him. Naruto paused and looked back at Tsunade. Tsunade showed a smile. "I have a way to get you the Baihao technique." "Oh, tell me." Naruto asked curiously. The relationship between the two is that of a vendor and a customer. The prices offered by vendors are beyond the range of customers. The customer pretends to leave to see if the vendor will lower the price. Sure enough, Tsunade relented. "Ahem, actually, if you are willing to pay some silver, I can turn a blind eye," Tsunade said. Since Naruto couldn't accept being tied to Konoha, then Tsunade will take advantage of this opportunity to gain some benefits. And even if Tsunade doesn't teach Naruto, that nympho Haruno Sakura will teach Naruto. By the time Naruto learned the Baihao technique, Tsunade didn't get the benefits either. Being cheated by Naruto for nothing made Tsunade feel uncomfortable. "Jinryo." Naruto's face softened when he heard this. "Okay, what should I say specifically?" Chapter 162 Tsunade o Tsunade. Tsunade propped up his chin. "As we all know, Baihao technique is my technique. If you use it outside but it has nothing to do with me, wouldn't you be misunderstood? You give me some silver, and if someone misunderstands you, you can find any excuse, but I won't come forward to clarify. But, your Baihao technique needs to be learned from little Sakura, and I don't have time to teach you personally." Naruto raised his hand and touched his chin, thinking carefully. "That's it. This is equivalent to paying some copyright fees. No big deal." So Naruto asked Tsunade, "How much is it exactly?" Tsunade raised the corners of his lips slightly and held out a finger towards Naruto. "Only 100 million? Okay." Naruto readily agreed. Look at him like this, he doesn't seem to be stressed at all. Tsunade's pupils shrank slightly, feeling vaguely regretful. She originally wanted to make a small profit of 10 million. Who knew Naruto could open his mouth and get 100 million? Had he misjudged Naruto's financial resources? Moreover, 10 million silver taels is actually quite a lot. If you buy it, others may not sell it, but S-level medical ninjutsu is only at this price. After all, not just anyone can learn it if they want to. Although there is a price but no market, the price may be higher than 10 million. But it will definitely not reach the size of 100 million. Boom! Naruto took out 100 million from the system space and piled them all on the floor of the office. Ino and Shizune's expressions froze when they saw this scene. This Naruto. Can you change silver coins at will? The reason Naruto didn't hide was because he felt he didn't need to hide anymore. Tsunade propped up his chin, narrowed his beautiful eyes slightly, and said to Naruto in a deep voice, "I think you misunderstood, I meant 1 billion. Naruto curled his lips. "If you want to rob me, just say it. That finger of yours may be 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, or even 1 trillion, but it definitely cannot be 1 billion. You are really smart, Tsunade said with some sigh when Naruto was not fooled. And she also regretted why she didn't open her mouth just now. Tsunade looked remorseful on the surface, but actually he was happy in his heart. This is 100 million. How long will it take her to squander it? On the other hand, Naruto was also impatient on the surface. But in fact, I felt happy. If you spend 100 million now, Tsunade will definitely regret it later. But now Tsunade hasn't taken the bait yet, so Naruto has no choice but to be patient and say in a tone that is as if he is afraid that Tsunade will regret it. You have agreed that when the time comes, I will use Baihao technique, and you are not to come forward to clarify. Okay. Tsunade waved his hands impatiently, but in fact he kept staring at the pile of silver coins, and said equally impatiently. I understand, if nothing happens, just leave. Naruto felt a little calmer, but just to be sure, he started to say, so, what if you regret it? Tsunade patted his chest, stirred up a surge, and said proudly, repent? I sold the right to use an S-level ninjutsu for 100 million. This kind of scapegoat. Ahem, this kind of customer is not easy to find, you ask, will I regret it? To tell you the truth, if I go back on my word, I will pay you 10 times the amount of silver. That's good, remember what you said. Naruto gave Tsunade a thoughtful look and left Hokage's office without looking back. Tsunade, you said it yourself. No matter what reason I come up with, you can't come forward to clarify it. Boom. The door was closed. Tsunade immediately pointed at Jinryo and said to Shizune and Ino. Quick. Put them all away, I'm treating you today. Shizune looked at these pieces of silver and couldn't help but shed tears of happiness. Although Tsunade was not short of money, all her money was used to pay off debts and gamble. Shizune has suffered all these years following Tsunade. Several times, both of them almost ate the dolphin. Now that he has so much money, even if Tsunade wants to cause trouble, he still has to consider Hokage's job, and there is no time for trouble. Good times are coming. Shizune was extremely moved. But Ino shook her head slightly and whispered, Tsunade-sama, you have been fooled. As a classmate who has been with Naruto for 6 years. Ino was well aware of how much Naruto had changed in the last 2 years. Not to say that there is no bottom line, I can only say that the bottom line is unfathomable. Although Ino liked Naruto, Ino felt that she had not wronged Naruto. Tsunade didn't notice anything unusual about Ino, she was already excitedly planning how to play. But Shizune and Ino sorted out their money. Shizune reminded Tsunade. Tsunade-sama, you are now the shadow of a village. You must never go to the casino again. Huh? Tsunade said displeased. Who stipulates that Hokage can't go to the casino? Seeing that Tsunade was about to get angry, Shizune waved his hands repeatedly. Of course not, I'm not considering Tsunade-sama's health, after all, Hokage already has enough official duties. Tsunade nodded obediently. That's reasonable, in that case, Shizune. It's up to you to read the rest of the information today. Tsunade-sama. Shizune's expression was stunned. She was frightened and didn't know what to say to her. Tsunade coughed dryly when he saw this. Well, I was joking too, I was joking. No one except Hokage has the right to agree or veto any document. Not long after the Jinryo was packed away and piled in the corner by Shizune, the office door was pushed open again. The eyes of 3 people were attracted. In came a Konoha consultant, Midokado Homura. After the old man came in, the first thing he said loudly was, Tsunade, I just saw Naruto coming in. How is your plan to keep Naruto in Konoha going? HMPH. Tsunade said displeased. Leave Naruto in Konoha? You still have the nerve to say that if you people hadn't stood by and watched, how could he have left Konoha now? Midokado Homura blushed, but he still said shamelessly, but now that things have happened, you have to find a way to make up for it. As a Hokage, this is your responsibility. I've tried my best. Just leave if you have nothing to do. I still need to read the documents. Tsunade didn't want to talk to this guy anymore. The consultant initially supported Danzo, but unexpectedly, Tsunade invited Naruto over and gained a lot of votes. Danzo was defeated, and the advisors began to interfere with Tsunade's rights. Really don't give up. Midokado Homura was a little scared when he saw Tsunade was angry. He is already this age, if he gets punched by Tsunade, he will die directly. But, Midokado Homura still saw Jinryo in the corner, and he asked Tsunade, what is this? Tsunade knew that if he didn't explain, the old guy would definitely ask, so he briefly talked about the deal with Naruto. Midokado Homura. Tsunade, you should hand over some of this money to the village. Tsunade. Chapter 163 Target, Uchiha Bloodline. What did you say? I couldn't hear you clearly, say it again. Tsunade narrowed his eyes slightly and asked Midokado Homura in a bad tone. Midokado Homura said matter-of-factly, Tsunade, as a Hokage, you don't need so much money at all. Tisk. Tsunade said unhappily, this is what I got for selling ninjutsu. Whether I need it or not, it's mine. I can donate it or use it for fun. No matter what, it's all mine. It has nothing to do with you, right? Are these consultants out of their minds? Tsunade thought with some trouble in his heart. Why don't they donate their own money to Konoha? On the other side, Naruto left the Hokage office. Now with Tsunade's permission, Naruto can learn the 100 technique. Wait for Naruto to find Haruno Sakura and tell her the whole story. Haruno Sakura expressed her willingness to tell Naruto the essentials. But her teaching level seems to be on the same level as Naruto and Karen. Naruto. Bang, I'll learn Rasengan, Shan Lien. Close your eyes and imagine that you can see, and you will learn the Kagura Mind's Eye. Haruno Sakura. I learn how to concentrate chakra on my forehead and use techniques to prevent it from flowing. It can only be said that the teachings of these three people are more abstract than the last. It seems that Haruno Sakura also knows some techniques. So Naruto started practicing. After practicing like this, Naruto was delayed in Konoha for 2 days. 2 days later, Naruto also had a diamond-shaped mark on his forehead. It only took 2 days to learn the 100 healings mark, which didn't mean how talented Naruto was. But the learning efficiency of Shadow Clone is too terrifying. Shadow Clone learns the 100 healings mark, and Naruto's body can also receive the learning experience. This greatly saved Naruto's learning time. The price is just some discomfort when coming into contact with Shadow Clone. After learning the 100 healings mark, Naruto immediately communicated with Karama and entered the Nine Tails chakra mode. Then, like Haruno Sakura, Naruto sealed the Nine Tails chakra he controlled in the 100 healings mark. After going back and forth like this several times, the 100 healings mark on Naruto's forehead changed from blue to golden. If it all breaks out, this kind of power is indeed terrifying. Naruto closed his eyes, feeling the power of the seal on his forehead, feeling a little incredible. Karama's voice came into Naruto's mind. Originally, my chakra is not so easy to control. You can only control a small part. Now you can store a large part of the chakra. If you explode it with all your strength, it should increase your strength by another 30%. Even though it's only 30%, this bonus is actually very scary for Naruto. You must know that when Naruto is fighting with all his strength, it is a proper buff monster. Lightning style armor, ultralight rock, sage mode, Nine Tails chakra mode. Now the Nine Tails chakra mode has been strengthened, and the burst strength has been increased by 30%, which is also very ideal. Because even if it is an increase of 30%, its combat effectiveness is much stronger than that of many cage-level experts. Maybe it's because Naruto's strength has been improved again. System tasks are released again. Ding, system mission released. Combat power increased to 250,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +3. Ding, mission completed. Reward simulation opportunity +3. Ding, system mission released. Combat power increased to 300,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +4. After receiving the system's task prompt, Naruto subconsciously opened the system panel and took a look. Open black lens bracket host. Uzumaki Naruto characteristics. Uzumaki, Senju bloodline. Ashura reincarnation. Nine Tails Jinchūriki 3.5. Techniques. Sage mode, wood style, lightning style armor, sealing technique, flying thunder god series, Rasengan series, big spiral U. Combat strength. 279,223 plus 299,521 backpack. 16.471 billion silver tails, 9 tails rage x3. Simulation opportunities. 17 task. None, because of experiencing the journey of Dragonbane. It had been several months since Naruto last looked at the system panel. His Uzumaki bloodline and Senju bloodline are exerting force. Coupled with the increase in 100 healings mark, Naruto's combat power has been greatly improved. He is almost catching up with Karama, who has 3.59 tails chakra. Naruto didn't continue feeding Karama 9 tails though. Because Kurama's current chakra has exceeded the legendary 10 tails. The reason why its combat power has not reached 6 paths is because it lacks the chakra nature transformation of other tailed beasts. As long as Karama is fused with some chakra from other tailed beasts, 9 tails will become the next 10 tails, and even become a more terrifying existence than 10 tails. And Naruto was not yet sure he could defeat such a being. So I gave up. In addition, the task of increasing the combat power to 300,000 is not difficult for Naruto. Now Naruto has several ways to do it. First, training. Through training, coupled with the power of Uzumaki and Senju bloodlines, the combat power will be increased to 300,000 in a short period of time. This is not wishful thinking. Don't underestimate the power of Uzumaki and Senju bloodlines. And Naruto's age, the chakra in his body is still in the stage of soaring crazily. Second, use simulation opportunities. This is also the easiest way. If Naruto wanted to, he could always use simulation opportunities to obtain other means of increasing his combat effectiveness. Why not? Naruto had no intention of giving up on this plan. Because simulation opportunities have been accumulated to a certain extent. It's also time to improve your own strength in stages. As for how to effectively improve combat effectiveness in stages, of course it is indispensable to obtain new bloodline limits or bloodlines. There are several relatively powerful bloodlines in the history of the ninja world. Uzumaki, Senju, Uchiha, of these three, Naruto has already taken 2 of them. Therefore, Naruto should naturally target the Uchiha bloodline. To be honest, compared to the previous 2 bloodlines, the Uchiha bloodline actually has the advantage in the early stage. But Uchiha's bloodline is too obvious. The first 2 bloodlines are not obvious, so they are easy to hide. But once the Uchiha bloodline is awakened and used, that's what's going to turn into pink eye. At that time, Naruto's strength had not improved enough to ignore all doubts. Therefore, the primary target was not the Uchiha bloodline. Now that Naruto has strength, of course he cannot leave behind this very good bloodline. So, system, start simulation. Ding, host consumes the simulation opportunity and starts creating the character. Close black lens bracket. Character surname extraction completed, on the mountain. Drawing out surnames after a long absence allowed Naruto to once again experience the thrill of drawing cards in the original binding system. Unfortunately, this time Naruto was not very lucky and did not draw the surname Uchiha. Correct, Naruto suddenly thought of something. He slapped his head and said with some annoyance, "I forgot to take a bath and burn incense." Chapter 164 Madara's Brother. In the first mode, since the Uchiha bloodline was not drawn, and there were no other bloodline limits in the surname, Naruto had to take the next step and choose an ordinary surname. Then the next result is self-evident. In this place in the ninja world, there is no bloodline and no bloodline limit. That is equal to ordinary people. No matter how hard you try, you can't defeat those ninjas with blood. This is the harsh truth. Fortunately, the subsequent attributes are not too bad. Naruto, the character's final Grandmaster Lightning style, also received a level 4 rating and his physical strength increased again. At the end of the first simulation, Naruto went to the hot spring to bathe without stopping, then bought some incense and lit it. Second simulation. It turns out that burning incense doesn't necessarily work. Because this time the simulation Naruto did not draw the Uchiha bloodline. Fortunately, I have the blood of the secret ninja clan, which is not bad. It wasn't until the third simulation that Naruto drew the Uchiha bloodline. Moreover, the subsequent attributes are also very good. The final properties are as follows: surname, Uchiha Itachi. Talent, Hyuga Neji Health, Hidan IQ, Senju Tobarama. Character, Namikaze Minato Interpersonal Relationships, Xiao Li. Appearance, Gaara Hobbies, Orochimaru Specialties, Danzo Close Black Lens Bracket. This character has Uchiha bloodline and the key health is Hidan. Doesn't this mean that after opening Mangekyo, it is equal to Eternal Mangekyo? Because of Hidan's physical condition, not to mention myopia and the like, he can still live even if he loses his head. In addition, Senju Tobarama's IQ is not that kind of mentally retarded character. If you have an overly dedicated personality, you may suffer a little loss. The reason why Naruto chose Namikaze Minato can prove how bad the other characters randomly selected by the system are. In addition, hobbies are also very important. The attribute of hobby can be said to be the motivation of the protagonist. The best is Danzo. I have to say that although Danzo is not a good person, but he is good at forbearing, which is good. System evaluation. You are a genius of the Uchiha clan. Your body is very healthy and you even have stronger recovery ability than the Senju clan. You have a high IQ and a good personality. You look handsome. You like to study weird things. You are good at forbearance. Close black lens bracket. After selecting the attributes, Naruto began to think about time and place. The location is Konoha village or the land of fire, there is no doubt about it. In terms of time period, of course, it can no longer be the same time period as before, the end of the Third Ninja War and the invasion of Nine Tails. Because this guy Uchiha Itachi will massacre the entire Uchiha clan. It was literally a birth, it's worse than being born. Think about it. You were eating hot pot and singing at home, and suddenly you were killed by Uchiha Itachi. So you must not choose this time. Naruto thought for a while and finally decided to choose the Sengoku period. Because the Uchiha clan is different from other ninja clans. The Uchiha clan has a relatively complete ninja training method. So for Naruto's character he doesn't need the ninja school established by Senju Tobarama. Secondly, during the First Ninja War, happens after the death of Senju Hashirama and Uzumaki Mito. Konoha at that time was dominated by Senju Tobarama. This guy Senju Tobarama has been targeting the Uchiha clan for more than a day or two. So it is not suitable to choose. As for the Second Ninja War, Konoha was led by Sarutobi Hiruzen. But by this time, Danzo was already in a powerful position. Danzo inherited Senju Tobarama's will, not only targeting the Uchiha clan, but also targeting many ninjas in Konoha. So Naruto set the time to the Sengoku period. Simulation timeline extraction completed. Sengoku period. The character's birthplace has been drawn, the land of fire. Open black lens bracket. Start simulation. Close black lens bracket. You were born into the Uchiha clan and have two older brothers, namely Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna. That's good. Uchiha Madara and Izuna are not easy to mess with. You have shown great talent since childhood, on par with Izuna. Close black lens bracket. When you grow up, you discover by accident that your brother has a relationship with the son of the leader of the Senju clan, so you tell your father. Close black lens bracket. Father took you and Izuna there in an attempt to kill Senju Hashirama, but was exposed in advance by Uchiha Madara. Senju Hashirama's father brought Senju Tobarama and Senju Wama to the scene to confront you. Close black lens bracket. The conflict between the Uchiha clan and the Senju clan aroused, and the two sides started a war. Close black lens bracket. During a battle, Uchiha Izuna was attacked by Senju Tobarama using the Flying Thunder God technique and died after returning home. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara inherited Uchiha Izuna's Mangekyo and accidentally opened the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and you also opened the Mangekyo. Close black lens bracket. You realized Senju Tobirama's ill will towards the Uchiha clan, coupled with the difficult ninjutsu, so you decided to develop a ninjutsu that could restrain the Flying Thunder God technique. You started to develop it, and Uchiha Madara gave you support. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara became the clan leader, Senju Hashirama became the clan leader, and you successfully developed a ninjutsu to restrain the Flying Thunder God technique. This ninjutsu was named Self-Dodge by you, specifically, by setting a seal on the body. When danger is approaching, the seal will automatically trigger the sealed ninjutsu, so that the body flicker technique can be used to dodge the attack of the Flying Thunder God technique at the moment. Close black lens bracket. You were equipped with a self-developed technique and seriously injured Senju Tobirama in a battle. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama decided to break the long-standing hostility. The two tribes made peace completely and jointly established Konohagakure in the Land of Fire. Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobirama was too afraid of your ability, so he secretly targeted you, and you fought back. Close black lens bracket. Due to differences in ideas, Uchiha Madara decided to lead the Uchiha clan out of Konoha, but no one was willing to follow. Uchiha Madara decided to take you away. Your choice is. It seems that Madara met Black Zetsu after leaving Konoha? Then he was deceived by Black Zetsu and became a tool? But this has nothing to do with my character. Does it make the character stronger? Naruto was lost in thought. If you follow Madara and leave, you will lose Konoha's favorable growth environment. But if he had stayed in Konoha, his fate would have been even worse. Because the character of Naruto is the strongest master of the Uchiha clan except Uchiha Madara. If Uchiha Madara leaves Konoha, then this character will be targeted by Senju Tobirama. Who knows what Senju Tobirama will do by then? System, follow Madara and leave. You decided to leave with Madara, but Madara refused. It turns out that Madara did this just to test you, and Madara let you stay in Konoha village to prevent Senju Tobirama from continuing to persecute the Uchiha clan. Close black lens bracket. Tisk. It turns out that Uchiha Madara actually cares about his family. Although her own family was not happy to follow him, Madara still asked Naruto's character to stay and protect the clan. I have to say that the patriarch Uchiha Madara does his duty well. Chapter 165 Mangekyo. Open black lens bracket. You stay in Konoha to look after the Uchiha clan. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama fought, and Uchiha Madara was killed afterwards, while Senju Hashirama was seriously injured. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama returned to Konoha and fell seriously ill, delaying his death for a while. In order to get rid of you, Senju Tobirama framed Senju Hashirama's death on you, saying that you had tampered with it. Close black lens bracket. The Uchiha clan was rejected by Konoha. You decided to lead the clan out of Konoha, but no one followed. Close black lens bracket. You left Konoha, and Senju Tobirama fought with you. Your head fell off but you didn't die. Senju Tobirama was shocked, but he cut you into pieces and you died. From the perspective of the Uchiha clan, this second Hokage is indeed a birth. However, Neji's talent is still a bit low. His two brothers awakened Mangekyo one after another. He was still the three Magatama. After Izuna died, Madara obtained the eternal Mangekyo, and he became Mangekyo. Although Orochimaru's hobbies and Danzo's forbearance did invent something, it is indeed not as good as Senju Tobirama, who was killed by Senju Tobirama. Simulation ends. Close black lens bracket. Simulated evaluation. The talented Uchiha stayed in Konoha for the sake of his clan, but in the end he was killed by Senju Tobirama, who targeted the Uchiha clan. He was very aggrieved. System rating. 5. Reward. Level 5 physical enhancement. Open black lens bracket. Get bonus selection card. Uchiha close black lens bracket. Naruto closed his eyes, sensing the benefits of his enhanced physique. To be honest, after so many physical enhancements, Naruto's chakra strength does not only rely on Uzumaki and Senju bloodlines. The enhancement of the system is also indispensable. But the key to this simulation is Uchiha's reward card. System. Use the Uchiha reward card to obtain the Uchiha bloodline. Ding. Tip. Host can directly obtain the character's Mangekyo Sharingan. Should you choose the original Uchiha bloodline? Close black lens bracket. Hearing the system prompt, Naruto was a little surprised. Can this still happen? Fortunately, the system is more user-friendly for you. But, if I acquire Mangekyo Sharingan directly, I won't be able to control the skills acquired by Mangekyo Sharingan. In fact, just looking at the Mangekyo abilities in the original works of previous lives, Naruto can find certain patterns. Because of his god's perspective, Naruto can clearly see all Mangekyo's abilities and what his master has experienced. Shisui couldn't reconcile the situation because he didn't understand the thoughts of the tribe and the village. Thus, distinguished heavenly gods, the most powerful illusion that can modify the will, was born. Itachi fell into despair for the village and his people because of Shisui's death, and his desire for destruction and escaping from problems were heightened. Of course, he obtained the Tsukuyomi space that can escape the real world and the strongest physical damage skill, Amaterasu. Sasuke, on the other hand, had his life manipulated and wanted to destroy everything the moment he learned the truth. So it's Amaterasu plus flame control that can guide Amaterasu. In terms of attack power alone, Pilar's Mangekyo ability seems to be the strongest. Unfortunately, this ability is not too weird, so it seems not as powerful as the first two. Obito witnessed Lin's death with his own eyes and fell into a hole of despair. Unlike Itachi's escape from reality, Obito himself had no distracting thoughts at that moment. So there is a Kamui space that is larger than Tsukuyomi but loses functionality. So in summary, the Mangekyo ability of the Uchiha tribe is actually what they faced when they awakened Mangekyo, which caused their mood to change, which can affect Mangekyo's skills to a certain extent. Then the problem comes back. If Naruto directly acquires the Mangekyo Sharingan, this opportunity is lost. Naruto thought for a moment and decided to see Mangekyo Sharingan's ability first. If the ability suits Naruto's heart, he can even accept it a little bit. If the skill really stretches the crotch, then Naruto will choose the original Uchiha bloodline. After all, if he chooses the original bloodline, Naruto will have to experience Mangekyo to open his eyes. And for a person like Naruto who doesn't have many emotional ups and downs, there aren't many things that can open his eyes. And Naruto was certainly not happy to let things happen that were so irritating to his eyes. So, Naruto said to the system, "System, can you first tell me about this character's Mangekyo ability?" Ding, the Mangekyo Sharingan characters of the characters are Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, close black lens bracket. Naruto. Huh? Isn't this Itachi's ability? In fact, compared to Itachi's ability, Naruto felt that Pilar's ability was obviously stronger. If Tsukuyomi were replaced with flame control, it would be a killer. It's a pity that it can't be replaced, however, it works. System, just select the character's Mangekyo Sharingan. Ding, the reward card is used successfully. Host gets Mangekyo Sharingan, close black lens bracket. The next moment, Naruto noticed changes in his eyes. The feeling of soreness, astringency, pain and swelling was very uncomfortable, but it disappeared quickly. The memory of Mangekyo Sharingan and the bloodline of the Uchiha clan also appear in Naruto's memory and body. After getting the reward, Naruto heard the system prompt immediately. Ding, mission completed, get reward, simulation opportunity +4. Ding, system mission released, combat power increased to 350,000. Reward, simulation opportunity +4, ding, mission completed, get reward, simulation opportunity +4. Ding, system mission released, combat power increased to 400,000. Reward, simulation opportunity +5, Naruto subconsciously opened the properties panel. I saw that my combat power was directly increased to 380,000. Well, this, indeed, in the early stage, the bloodline of the Uchiha clan was indeed stronger. And he used 3 simulation opportunities to obtain Mangekyo Sharingan. Complete 2 tasks and get 8 simulation opportunities. If this is the case, will there be more and more simulation opportunities for you? Is this the so-called virtuous cycle in mainland China? Naruto didn't start the next cycle directly though. He planned to test the Mangekyo Sharingan first. Mangekyo Sharingan, open. Naruto closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, there was a strange red color in his eyes, as well as the simple dart shape. This Mangekyo's abilities are the same as Itachi's, and his shape is also the same as Itachi's. After opening Mangekyo, Naruto noticed a change in his eyes. The improvement in dynamic vision and clarity cannot be matched by normal capabilities. No matter the slightest disturbance, it couldn't escape Naruto's eyes. This comprehensive improvement gave Naruto a great sense of self-confidence. No wonder those Uchiha tribesmen have a condescending attitude. It turns out that their bloodline is indeed very powerful. Naruto looked around. He was in the training ground, surrounded by tree stumps and training equipment. Naruto randomly aimed at a tree stump and whispered, Amaterasu, Chapter 166 Eternal Mangekyo. Have to say, Amaterasu's flames don't look particularly intense. But the power contained in the black flame is very impressive. The stakes were burned in a short time. The task of the Amaterasu flame is completed and it goes out automatically. Naruto covered his eyes, feeling the discomfort caused by using Mangekyo. This Mangekyo Sharingan is it's powerful, but the side effects are equally powerful. And just by casting Amaterasu, Naruto could feel a trace of pain even with his physique. If you were a normal Uchiha tribesman, you can see how much pain they suffered during the battle. And watch Uchiha Itachi perform Amaterasu in the original work. Those eyes were like those at a disaster scene, with bloodshot eyes gushing out. Naruto has the ability to sense, and after testing Amaterasu's power, he located it. Dispensable? Wrong. After all, it is powerful. But, it's too slow again. Unless the enemy Naruto faced was a super trashy idiot, he would be killed by Amaterasu. However, facing that kind of enemy, Naruto didn't even bother to open a Sharingan. And if Naruto can be forced to attack Mangekyo's enemies, they don't seem to be too afraid of this. Forget it, just use it as a trump card. I never use it, and no one else knows I know it. At the critical moment, I directly sneaked an Amaterasu to the opponent. If you hit it, how cool it would be. Besides Amaterasu, there's Tsukuyomi. After Naruto obtained the Mangekyo Sharingan, he knew that Tsukuyomi could also be released on himself. After Naruto activated Tsukuyomi, his consciousness was immersed in his own world. Here, nothingness. It's not a mass grave like Itachi. Everything here is built by Naruto. time, space, various rules. But it all requires consuming chakra. For example, what kind of environment to build, the flow rate of build time, the pain multiplier of the enemy to build, etc. In short, here, as long as there is chakra, Naruto is the creation god, the omnipotent kind. But this is just an illusory world after all. Even if Naruto constructs everything in his previous life, it can only be treated as a dream. Tsukuyomi's biggest role for Naruto is brainwashing. Because Naruto has that kind of genjutsu, he needs a powerful soul to command the phantom body to fight. And Naruto can keep using Tsukuyomi on a certain soul until his soul is mentally destroyed and completely brainwashed. This way Naruto can get a toolman. After exiting Tsukuyomi's space, Naruto looked at the remaining 20 simulation opportunities and immediately decided to continue using it. Since you want to improve your strength, let's do it in one step. So, how can we improve our strength in the future? Soon, Naruto found his way. It is known that the Mangekyo Sharingan of the Uchiha clan will become blind if used too often. Even if Naruto's constitution is strong, he is not immune to this side effect. It can only be said that it can reduce the probability of side effects and extend the number of times Mangekyo Sharingan can be used. If you want to use Mangekyo Sharingan unlimited times, you need Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And Naruto's pair of Mangekyo Sharingan comes from the lineage of Uchiha Madara. So Naruto needs the template of Uchiha Madara or one of his younger brothers. This probability is much smaller than that of the Uchiha clan. Naruto wasn't about to give up though, after all, he doesn't want to become blind. This time Naruto didn't forget to burn the incense. He said to the system in his mind, "System, start simulation." First simulation. The Uchiha bloodline was not drawn, but there is still an Uzumaki bloodline. So Naruto asked for a 9 tails card. The enhanced physique gave Naruto another thousands of boosts in combat power. Second simulation. Draw the Uchiha bloodline, and then go to the Sengoku period. But due to limited talent, he was not positioned as Uchiha Madara and his younger brothers. In the end, only a grade 3 was obtained. Then get a physical enhancement and some fire-style ninjutsu. Third simulation. As the number of simulations increases, the Naruto system gives more and more options. This was Naruto's 25th simulation, and he was given a total of 25 options. As a result, the probability of obtaining Uchiha options is also increasing. This time the Uchiha bloodline was drawn again, but unfortunately, it was not the Uchiha Madara family. The fourth time, the fifth time, soon, the sixth simulation ended. Ding! Host uses the Uchiha character card and successfully obtains Mangekyo Sharingan. Close black lens bracket. Ding! Tips. Host has 2 pairs of Mangekyo Sharingan, both from the same bloodline, whether they are fused into Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Close black lens bracket. Fusion. Ding! Host successfully fused Mangekyo Sharingan and obtained Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Close black lens bracket. Ding! Mission completed. Get reward. Simulation opportunity +5. Ding! System mission released. Combat power increased to 450,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +6. Ding! It is detected that the host has Uzumaki, Senju, and Uchiha bloodlines at the same time. The power of 6 paths is awakening, and the awakening progress is 0.05%, will increase by 0.05% every day. System. Open the properties panel. Open black lens bracket host, Uzumaki Naruto. Characteristics. 6 paths bloodline, 0.05%, Ashura reincarnation, 9 tails Jinchūriki 3.5. Technique. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, Sage Mode, Sealing Technique. Combat Strength. 436,666 plus 299,521 backpack. 16.471 billion silver tails, 9 tails Rage X5. Simulation opportunities. 21 mission. Increase combat effectiveness to 450,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +5. Among these 6 simulations, Naruto received another 9 tails card. So now there are 5 in total, and his fighting began to expand. 436,000. Much taller than Karama. However, the simulation opportunity was only reduced once due to the completion of the task. And, more importantly, that is the power of 6 paths that the system prompts as awakening. Naruto was very curious about this, so he asked the system. System, the power of 6 paths has awakened. Will I be able to obtain the Rinnegan after awakening? Ding! The situation of host is different from Uchiha Madara, so not only can you get the Rinnegan, but you can also get the complete 6 paths bloodline. Close black lens bracket. That's it. Naruto frowned and asked subconsciously, System, will I turn into a sickly white body, or will I have horns on my head, or will I be a monster with tiger fangs in my mouth? Or, is it the third eye that opened on the forehead? It's from Naruto's perspective after all. The 6 paths family is indeed not normal people. And, he's handsome, but he doesn't fit Naruto's aesthetics. He thought that was ugly. Ding, host can control his strength and body. Oh, that's how it is. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Then I'll be relieved. Without this worry, Naruto's attention was once again drawn to the fighting power. He murmured excitedly. Keep on, take a step forward today. Chapter 167. There are still many good people in this world. Aw. Now we have the bloodline of Uzumaki, Senju, and Uchiha. So if you want to quickly improve your combat effectiveness, you need to integrate a new combat effectiveness system. Naruto's exploration ability has always been supported by Kagura's inner eye. And the white eyes are also a good assistant. Although it overlaps with Kagura's inner eye ability, it is not a waste since the two abilities can deal with different situations. So Naruto set his sights on Byakugan, but when the simulation was about to start, Naruto realized a problem. That is, it is impossible for you to randomly get the last name you want every time. Then Naruto needs to prepare a few more optional surnames. In this way, Naruto can ensure that those simulation opportunities are not wasted. Naruto then fell into deep thought again. Apart from Byakugan, what other powerful blood inheritance limits are there in the world of ninjas? Dead bone pulse? Forget it, there will be blood diseases. And Naruto has never seen the powerful dead bone pulse ninja. I have never heard of dead bone pulse playing any role in later battles. The only thing that left an impression was Kaguya's death. But whether that counts as dead bone pulse is another question. Moreover, Kaguya is of Six Paths bloodline, which is still a bit different from dead bone pulse. So Naruto excluded dead bone pulse. Or, is it the control of Kurama Yakumo's five senses? Although people who awaken this blood inheritance will be physically weak. But Naruto is different. His physique has long been different from ordinary people. Moreover, the control of the five senses is very strong, and it can turn illusions into realistic and terrifying illusions. Who wouldn't be frightened by this? Then there is one more goal: dominate the five senses. Or a roll of the eyes. As for pupil techniques, the only powerful pupil techniques Naruto could think of were Tenseigan and Pure Eye. As for things like Rinnegan and Sharingan, Naruto will awaken on his own in the future. The conditions for Tenseigan and Jinyan are very harsh. So Naruto can only remember in his heart, if there is a chance, get it, if there is no chance, forget it. These are all things that can be encountered but not sought. So, Naruto started the simulation with several goals of his own. First simulation. Nothing gained. The second and third times also yielded no results. At this time, Naruto noticed that the incense he had just lit had burned out and lit a few more. No matter what kind of god it is, please come and bless me anyway. This incense will be offered to you as an offering. Naruto muttered, then broke into laughter. I originally only thought of it as metaphysics, but I didn't expect that it would become more and more serious in the end. Naruto shook his head and continued the simulation. The fourth simulation failed. Finally, during the seventh simulation, Naruto chose the surname of the Hyuga clan. And the subsequent attributes are not bad either. After thinking for a while, Naruto decided to choose before the third ninja war. Because there is a chance that Heishi will be randomly selected. Hiishi's strength is pretty good, but in terms of talent alone, it's not certain who is worse than Neji. And the more important point is that Heishi is a clan member. There is a difference between the supercilious eyes of the Zong family and the supercilious eyes of the branch house. Even if you don't randomly come to Heishi, at least come to the clan. Naruto thought this way, and after finally determining the attributes and time, he began to continue the simulation. However, he has no requirements for the intensity of the role. After all, there are no masters in the Hyuga clan. All Naruto needed was a blank stare. One pair was installed by the system and was more suitable for Naruto's Byakugan. Just like that, the simulation begins. Then, although he is not positioned as a Heishi, at least he is still a clan. That's not bad. Go on. After a while, the Naruto simulation is completed. After receiving the reward, just choose white eyes. Ding, host consumes the character reward card, Hyuga, and gets the white eyes successfully. Close black lens bracket. Ding, mission completed. Get reward, simulation opportunity +5. Ding, system mission released. Combat power increased to 500,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +6. The simulation ended and Naruto received eye roll. But his normal pupil color remained unchanged. The abilities of Byakugan and Sharingan are concentrated in one pair of eyes, which feels a bit strange. Naruto raised his hand to form a seal. Byakugan, open. The blood vessels around his eyes slowly bulged, and his pupils suddenly turned white and became extremely sharp. The surrounding environment turned black and white, and streams of chakra appeared in front of Naruto. As long as Naruto concentrated, he could push his gaze forward. And it's like there's no limit. Naruto kept trying, looking directly from the training ground to the Hokage rock. There, Tsunade's Hokage rock is nearing completion. What's going on Hokage rock? Naruto frowned and raised his gaze slightly. There are 3 chakras surrounding one chakra. The chakra in the middle is very weak, but the brain power has very abnormal fluctuations in mental power. Of course, for Naruto, these chakras are nothing to worry about. What happened there? Naruto was a little curious, closed his eyes, stood up from the training ground, extinguished the burning incense, and said apologetically, I'm sorry, the god tier who blessed me, because you didn't bless me, and the fire was temporarily it's cool, the crematorium afterwards. Hey, come after me. If you catch up, I'll give it back to you. Yes, you are so weak, it's just a good time to exercise. He. Do you think she is pretending to be sick? Several children gathered around, jumping around and chasing each other. One of them was holding a drawing board in his hand. Behind the three children, a girl in a wheelchair looked at this scene with a dull expression. Not far away, on the Hokage rock of the fourth generation, a small mark suddenly flickered. Naruto's figure appeared, and the next second he heard a warning sound in his ears. Hey, what are you doing where you are standing? It's dangerous, go back. Naruto looked back and saw that the man who carved the Tsunade rock elephant was reminding him. Well, there are still many good people in this world. Before Naruto could reply, his voice came again. Really, didn't you know that Lousy would have to repair these rocks if they were damaged? You guys? You really don't have any sense of justice and you will be punished sooner or later? Naruto. Naruto shook his head slightly without saying a word, raised his feet and jumped towards his destination. Then, leave a small hole in place. Craftsman. Asterisk asterisk, asterisk 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 asterisk, 4. These three naughty children were playing around, but suddenly they found someone blocking their way in front of them. Naruto greeted them with a kind face. Hey, what are you guys doing? The three naughty kids were startled by Naruto's sudden appearance. They all stopped. But one of them saw that Naruto didn't have a forehead protector and thought that Naruto was a little Kurama and not a ninja, so he became bolder. Who are you? Why did you stop us? Chapter 168 Nest of Young Butterflies. Nenin Butterfly. Naruto walked over in 2 or 2 steps, raised his hand and slapped him down. Snapped. A crisp, bright sound came. The naughty kid fell to the ground, his little face flushed. It seems like he is too shy, if you ignore the bloodline at the corner of his mouth. You? The remaining 2 naughty kids took 2 steps back and looked at Naruto in horror. Immediately afterwards, 2 more crisp slaps came. As soon as Naruto appeared, these 3 naughty children fell to the ground and doubted their lives. However, Naruto didn't take such a heavy hand. After all, although they are hateful, their sins do not lead to death. Although they cannot die, they may remember this lesson for a lifetime. Naruto picked up the drawing board from the ground and walked towards the girl in the wheelchair. According to the plot of the original work, this little girl named Kurama Yakumo has now been joined by Naruto and Yuhi Kurenai's team to help her get rid of her inner demons. But now Naruto is not following the plot. This caused Kurama Yakumo to become increasingly sick. Now I can only come out in a wheelchair, is this yours? Naruto handed the canvas over. Kurama Yakumo's face turned sickly pale. She raised her trembling hands to take the canvas and held it tightly in her arms. Thank you. Thank you. A few words came out from Kurama Yakumo's lightly parted lips. She just did this kind of thing, but she was already exhausted. This is too cruel for a person who dreams of becoming a ninja. Naruto just recently planned to form a force. He looked at the weak girl in front of him and already made up his mind. Kurama Yakumo lowered his head, rubbing the canvas with his hands uncomfortably. He hesitated, then put down his hands and began to control the wheelchair. Due to his health, Kurama Yakumo's character has become more withdrawn. Kurama Yakumo didn't know how to greet Naruto's kindness. Naruto reached out to hold her wheelchair and smiled at her. Kurama Yakumo raised his head and looked at Naruto. That sunny and handsome face. She lowered her head in shame and did not dare to speak, letting Naruto push her. Naruto found a place with a nice view for her and started kidnapping a child. What's your name? Karama. Kurama Yakumo's enunciation was not clear. Naruto nodded. A very good surname, Karama clan. Miss, how about a deal, little sister, trade? Kurama Yakumo's expression was stunned. No one had ever called her that. And trade? What else could she have? A useless person who can't even control his own chakra. The only blood inheritance limit has expired. If you have no ability, even ordinary people are inferior. I don't understand. Kurama Yakumo asked softly, what do I have? Naruto has a relatively straightforward personality. He ignored this meaningful question and directly stated the content of his transaction. I will help you recover your body, and you will do things for me. It's that simple. What? Kurama Yakumo couldn't help but sit up. This made her feel dizzy and she couldn't help but cover her forehead. Naruto asked her, how about that? Then you can become a ninja. Kurama Yakumo calmed down for a while, then gritted his teeth and said to Naruto, okay. She didn't question whether Naruto had this ability. All she knew was that now she had to trust Naruto. Naruto nodded slightly, put his hand on Kurama Yakumo's shoulder, and began to examine her body. Under Naruto's Kagura mind, Kurama Yakumo's chakra is very unstable. But her mental power is amazing. The reason why Kurama Yakumo was physically weak was because his mental power was too strong, which resulted in the birth of a monster. This monster devours Kurama Yakumo's emotional existence and also interferes with Kurama Yakumo's chakra. This is the same as when Naruto was a kid. At that time, Kurama was sealed and resentful. If it has a chance, it will definitely not let Naruto go. It has always been the chakra that interferes with Naruto. So much so that Naruto couldn't even learn the clone technique. It would be much easier to find the source of the disaster. There is a monster in the spiritual world, and this monster is interfering with the host's chakra. Then just kill the monster. Naruto's eyes were slightly closed, and when he opened them again, his eyes turned into monster Mangekyo Sharingan. Another name for Sharingan is the Eye of Spiritual Reflection. Mangekyo's ability is not only the spiritual desire of the main body, but also the ability to see and enter the spiritual world of other people. Just like when Sasuke in White and Naruto met in the original work. He used Sharingan's ability to move his spiritual power into Naruto's sealed space. After Kurama Yakumo agreed to Naruto, he felt dizzy and soon fell into a deep sleep. In his sleep, Kurama Yakumo's consciousness came to a strange world. And Naruto also appears here, but this doesn't feel like a dream, Kurama Yakumo muttered to himself. She looked down at the fingerprints on her palm. That's so clear. It's definitely not a dream, but Kurama Yakumo is able to stand and walk independently without using a wheelchair. Is it still a dream? Kurama Yakumo was a little disappointed. Beside Kurama Yakumo, Naruto stood there quietly. He whispered to Kurama Yakumo, "This is not a dream, but your spiritual world." Spiritual world? Kurama Yakumo was a little confused. Naruto explained to him, "The so-called spiritual world is inside the human spirit. My eyes just saw the reason why your chakra is out of control. That's because there is a demon in the spiritual world that feeds on your emotions." Naruto stepped forward and walked inside. Kurama Yakumo quickly followed. Naruto continued, "We only need to destroy that demon so that your body can gain chakra control. Chakra is the energy in this world. It can also be said that chakra corresponds to vitality. Because in this world, no matter what kind of creature it is, there is more or less some chakra inside it. But chakra cannot be used without refinement. Therefore, the difference between ninjas and ordinary people is not just those who refine their own chakra and know some ninjutsu. And without chakra, the living entity dies. Kurama Yakumo's body is unable to control chakra and naturally exhibits morbid conditions. This is what the devil in Kurama Yakumo's spiritual world wants to see. Because this will create more negative emotions for Kurama Yakumo. And negative emotions are the devil's food. Kurama Yakumo listened to Naruto's explanation and followed Naruto closely all the way. Soon, the two of them arrived at the core area of the spiritual world. Arriving at the scene, Kurama Yakumo and Naruto were both stunned. Because, they actually saw an extremely terrifying creature. Chapter 169 Evolved IDU. If Naruto remembered correctly, the demon in Kurama Yakumo's inner world is called Ito. Although the image of IDU in the original work is a devil, he is relatively skinny. But the IDU in front of them was huge, with scarlet eyes like lanterns, 2 ears like tree trunks, a huge mouth full of sharp teeth, and muscles on his body that were more ferocious than a bodybuilder. What's especially terrifying is that this IDU is surrounded by a circle of evil spirits, which makes people shudder. Idu's nose, which looked like a bull's nose, puffed out air. It smelled an unfamiliar scent and looked towards Naruto and Kurama Yakumo. Haha, IDU opened his mouth wide, and a ferocious smile appeared on his face. So it's you? Is the person next to you your friend? In the original work, IDU is not that powerful yet. At that time, Ito still needed to instill the fallacy of I am you and you are me into Kurama Yakumo. But now, the grown-up Ito is even more unscrupulous, as if he doesn't take Kurama Yakumo into consideration. Perhaps in Ido's heart, Kurama Yakumo's spiritual world is just his house, and Kurama Yakumo himself is just the vegetable patch where he harvests food. Kurama Yakumo slowly widened his eyes, looking at Ito with fear in his eyes. She subconsciously took 2 steps back and hid behind Naruto. Tisk. Ito felt even more contempt in his heart when he saw Kurama Yakumo being so weak. But following Kurama Yakumo's figure, Ito saw Naruto. This yellow-haired kid, how do you give it a very mysterious feel? Naruto stood upright in front of Kurama Yakumo, looking at Ito with such calm eyes. IDU was confused and asked Naruto, "Who are you?" Naruto ignored Ido's question, looked back at Kurama Yakumo behind him, and told her, "This guy is the devil in your spiritual world. You can't be a ninja, it's all his fault. I'll restrain it, and you'll just have to kill it. Do you understand me?" Naruto's calm and gentle voice fell into Kurama Yakumo's ears. As if restraining IDU is not very difficult, Kurama Yakumo's inner fear subsided slightly. But she still didn't have the courage, or rather it is. Kurama Yakumo asked Naruto, How'd I kill it?" She doesn't know how to attack. Naruto's eyes turned slightly and looked at the paintbrush tightly held in Kurama Yakumo's hand. Kurama Yakumo followed Naruto's gaze and looked over. She pursed her lips, remembering everything that happened because she couldn't become a ninja. The disappointment of parents and the neglect of clan members. And then the power went rampant and the fire broke out. The painful screams of her parents still lingered in her ears. Self-blame and regret. Here are 2 situations where emotions reach extremes. Let her regret coming into this world all the time. Without her, the tribe would not be disappointed and the parents would not die. There is no IDU now. Naruto shined into her life like a belated light. Destroy IDU and become a ninja. Be the pride of your parents. Kurama Yakumo's eyes gradually became firmer. She nodded vigorously to Naruto to express her determination. Haha, restrict me. Idumi Naruto did not answer his question, but instead discussed with Kurama Yakumo how to kill him. This made IDU feel humiliated. You're a demon here, don't pay attention to it. Instead, he was leisurely discussing with others how to kill me. Then let me see your notebook. Before he finished speaking, Idu's expression changed. The whole face, which looked extremely terrifying and ferocious, suddenly became shocked. Kaka, 3 or 2 slight sounds of metal collision came from the direction of IDU. The demon lowered his head and saw 5 golden chains inserted into his body. The limbs and chest were all restricted. The power of it. Its power is solidifying. Who are you? IDU finally became afraid. Seeing Kurama Yakumo pick up the pen, Ito instantly fell into madness. It attacks Kurama Yakumo with the most vicious language area in the world. But Kurama Yakumo has used his ability to block his hearing. She took the pen and erased IDU from the spiritual world. Stand on the Hokage rock and look at the leaves in the sun. The scenery here is quite good. The girl in the wheelchair and the blonde boy beside her opened their eyes together. Naruto asked Kurama Yakumo, "How are you feeling?" Kurama Yakumo raised his hand and slowly made a fist, responding, "Strength is recovering." Although reborn. But there was no joy in Kurama Yakumo's tone. Probably because of this blood inheritance limit, her life has been tortured to the point of being unsightly. Parents, tribesmen, teachers, she has wronged many people. Does she deserve a new life like this? That's good. Naruto nodded and said to her, "Just rest for a few days. Our home is not Konoha. When it's time to leave, I will come to pick you up." Kurama Yakumo hummed, but there was no response from Naruto. When Kurama Yakumo looked back again, he found that Naruto had disappeared long ago. Inside the Hokage office, Tsunade covered his forehead and looked at the documents in front of him with a bitter look on his face. This Uzumaki Naruto can really cause trouble. On Tsunade's desk, everything was related to Naruto. Now Tsunade's main mission is to keep Naruto in Konoha. Of course she needs to know this information, but the next second, Naruto walked in from outside. Seeing Naruto coming over, Tsunade shook his head slightly. "You guys are really rude. Don't you know you're going to knock on the door?" "I'm sorry, Auntie." Naruto apologized casually and asked Tsunade. "I saw these documents outside and was a little curious, so I thought, Halfway through his words, Naruto noticed something was wrong with Tsunade's expression. Tsunade's face was covered with black lines, and he looked at Naruto with dark eyes. "Kid, what did you just call me?" Naruto's lips trembled. "I didn't expect you to care about this so much." Haha, Tsunade grabbed the files about Naruto, and with a torrent of chakra all over his body, he said to Naruto, "Even if you are strong, you can try to snatch them away before I destroy them." Naruto. Seeing Naruto's pained expression, Tsunade threatened with a smile, "Unless you change the name you call me." Naruto sighed and said helplessly, "There's really nothing I can do about you. And Tsunade, are you okay?" According to age, Naruto called Tsunade Auntie, already calling her young. But Tsunade seems not satisfied yet. Tsunade instructed Naruto, "Follow me, beautiful Tsunade's sister." Naruto. Chapter 170. He found out about Cloud Shinobi. Konoha village, inside the Hokage office. Tsunade sat on the main seat with a happy expression. Naruto, on the other hand, stood aside, flipping through a stack of papers. Tsunade picked up a cup of hot tea and took a sip, and said to Naruto, "Look, isn't it difficult to say this?" Naruto. Maybe, for Tsunade. With Baiha technique, she is still 18 years old every year. But Naruto didn't want to care about that at the moment. Because he wanted to see how much information Konoha had about him. As Konoha's Jinchūriki, Konoha monitors Naruto every bit as much. Kurenai Yuhi has been protecting Naruto since she was a child. When Naruto was 10 years old, he began to change drastically, which was recorded. Naruto still remembers what happened after that clearly. But there were only a few things about Naruto that Naruto didn't know. That is, Cloud Shinobi village came to Konoha, used the excuse that the Cloud Shinobi village ninja died in Konoha, and the threat of war, and wallowed in Konoha, and also wanted to return a few blood successor ninjas. Among them, Hinata is included. When did this happen? Naruto's eyes narrowed slightly, with a hint of evil in his tone. Tsunade took the file and took a look at it, thinking about it in his mind. "Oh, it's that time." Tsunade said to Naruto. "Don't worry, little Sakura, that iron-headed boy has already taken care of it for you." Had it not been for Haruno Sakura's crazy campaign against Cloud Shinobi Village's envoys, they would definitely not have given up. But, Tsunade seemed very unhappy by Naruto's tone. "Don't mess around." Tsunade reminded Naruto. "The matter has passed a long time ago, there is no need to dwell on it anymore." Naruto shook his head. "No, I think you misunderstood. This is the first time I know about this kind of thing. Do I care how long it has been? Besides, what's your point of not letting me mess around? Does what I do have anything to do with Konoha?" Tsunade. "Good boy, does this make you a traitor?" "Sarutobi Hiruzen Sarutobi Hiruzen, you old man really gave me a big problem." Tsunade felt very helpless, but now, Tsunade has no choice. So she broke it off. "Oh, you are talking about repairing the relationship between you and Konoha," Tsunade said helplessly. "I think it's just whimsical." "Forget it, let's not talk about this now." Tsunade propped his chin and looked at Naruto. "What are you going to do?" Naruto said thoughtfully, "I'm very interested in their tailed beasts. The reason why Karama is weak, it's not because its chakra size is not reached, but because it doesn't have the chakra of other tailed beasts. The chakra of the 9 tailed beasts can be said to be a complete set of states. No matter how powerful 9 tails is, it's still just a tailed beast. Without the chakra fusion of other tailed beasts, it may be difficult for it to reach the 6 paths level. Now that this happened, there was no real loss to Naruto. But Naruto still wants to cause trouble in Cloud Shinobi Village. He is not fussy, but wants to convey a message to the outside world. That means don't mess with him. Otherwise, you will pay a price, and this price is calculated in thousands or 10,000 times. In addition, by the way, find a way to improve Kurama's strength. After all, Naruto's strength has increased, and Kurama's strength has to keep up. Otherwise, why would Naruto take Kurama with him? Naruto put down the files and came to the side of Hokage's office. On the wall, there's a world map of the ninja world. While Naruto was determining the location, Tsunade suddenly turned over another document. She asked Naruto in surprise, are you actually Onoki's son-in-law? Naruto turned around in confusion. Black soil. That guy didn't explain the situation to Onoki? Tsunade said to Naruto. Onoki said everywhere that you were his son-in-law. You didn't leave Konoha because of this, right? She looked at Naruto with a hint of curiosity. Naruto is a complete scumbag, and there are many girls in Konoha who have relationships with him. But Iwagakure only has one granddaughter, Onoki. Could it be that? Naruto shook his head slightly. I have nothing to do with her, I will deal with it. So, Naruto decided on his next plan. First, go to Cloud Shinobi Village. Then go to Iwagakure. These things are not big, but they all need to be visited. Thinking of this, Naruto communicated with the Flying Thunder God mark outside Konoha, and then disappeared in a flash. Tsunade looked at where Naruto disappeared and sighed slightly. I don't know if such a guy appears in the ninja world, whether it's a blessing or a curse. Naruto's strength is obviously much higher than others. Tsunade didn't know where Naruto's ultimate strength was. It is estimated that no one can measure it, because Tsunade is not some little Kurami. She could sense that Naruto's chakra strength and quantity had surpassed that of his great-grandfather. Namely the legendary ninja god, Senju Hashirama. Of course Naruto didn't go directly, because he had already made up his mind to improve his strength. There are now nearly 20 simulation opportunities, how could they be wasted? So Naruto continued the simulation. The first target is the blood inheritance limit of Kurama Yakumo. It is said to be called the control of the five senses. This kind of blood inheritance limit is really scary. Secondly, Naruto started thinking about improving another attribute. Now Naruto's offensive attributes are simply maxed out. Lightning style armor, Nine Tails chakra mode, Sage art, Baihou, super light rock, sealing technique, Rasengan, big spiral U, flying thunder god technique. All of these abilities improve offensive capabilities and damage avoidance capabilities. Among them, if you insist on having any defensive capabilities. There are only Baihou technique and Sage art, that's it. The flying thunder god technique is considered an evasive ability, but it is somewhat different from its defensive ability. So, how to improve defense capabilities? Naruto thought for a moment, and instantly remembered the man who carried the tailed beast bomb in the original novel. Ghost Lamp and Water Moon. The blood inheritance limit of the Ghost Lantern clan can make the body liquefy into water. This can avoid a lot of physical damage. As a price, the ability to carry lightning style is relatively weak. But this is also a very good defensive method. At the very least, if someone cuts you in the brain with a knife, you can rehydrate in time and avoid serious injury. Then the goal will be much clearer. First, Kurama Yakumo's 5 sense control. Second, the blood inheritance limit of the Ghost Lantern clan. Third, Gaara's mother Zuo Nengu. Ahem, Gaara's ability to automatically defend himself from the sand is actually an ability that his mother only has to protect him. Naruto also attaches great importance to this. After all, he couldn't focus all the time. So this ability is needed to guard against some sneak attacks. So Naruto also listed it as one of his goals. After selecting the target, Naruto lit the incense and stuck it on the ground. God tier, I was just kidding you. Please continue to bless me. Chapter 171 Arriving at Cloud Shinobi Village. Over the next 13 simulations, Naruto successively obtained the blood inheritance limit of the Oni-Lan clan and Gaara's Mazaneng, as well as many physical upgrades and 4 additional Nine Tails cards. He just couldn't figure it out. This Konoha village is really amazing. Whenever Naruto chooses a character suitable to become a Jinchūriki, even if he was not born in Konoha village, he will go to Konoha for various reasons, and then be discovered and become a preliminary Jinchūriki. But the good thing is, Naruto's combat power exceeded 500,000, becoming a 6 paths level master. After completing the task, there are 11 simulation opportunities left. However, the subsequent system did not issue any more tasks. So Naruto stopped the simulation and began to organize his thoughts. The increase in strength was so much at once that Naruto didn't even know how to adapt. The various abilities are dazzling. The power of 6 paths is also awakening. And after merging the blood of the Hyuga clan, the power of 6 paths awakens faster. It is estimated that it will take less than 2 years for Naruto to awaken the Rinnegan. Compared with the time it took Uchiha Madara for almost half his life, this speed can be described as very terrifying. But it's right if you think about it carefully. Uchiha Madara he only has Uchiha blood and a little transplanted Senju Hashirama cells. It is understandable that the speed of awakening the power of 6 paths is slow. Naruto has the blood of the 4 great ninja clans, Uzumaki, Senju, Uchiha, and Hyuga. Of course the speed must be faster than a star and a half. After the simulation ended, Naruto got what he wanted. Only Kurama Yakumo's control of the five senses was not obtained. This is normal, because the probability of the Kurama clan awakening to the limit of blood inheritance is very low. And among the people Naruto knew, only Kurama Yakumo had it. And I want to accurately target a certain person in the simulation. That's very difficult, but Naruto didn't dwell on this for long. If you don't have it, then you don't have it. This kind of thing is hard to come by. Pay attention to it in the future and grab it if you have any, as the icing on the cake. If not, it doesn't matter if you don't use it. End simulation. Naruto opened his properties panel. Open black lens bracket host. Uzumaki Naruto. Characteristics. 6 paths bloodline, 0.1%, Ashura reincarnation, 9 tails Jinchūriki 3.5. Technique. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, Sage Mode, Sealing Technique. Combat Strength. 501,122 plus 299,521 Backpack. 16.471 billion Silver Tails, 9 tails Rage X9. Simulation Opportunities. 11 Task. None. That's right, then we can continue to feed 9 tails. Naruto muttered to himself. Gaining multiple abilities, Naruto's strength finally reached the 6 paths level. 6 paths level, the fighting power of ninja is completely in 2 dimensions. Turning off the attribute panel, Naruto felt a sense of security in his heart. At least in this era, no one can threaten Naruto. He closed his eyes and opened Kagura's inner eye. The range of perception spreads outward crazily. In the end, it actually covered half of the ninja world. So scary, Naruto could only be described as terrifying. Because the scope of Kagura's mind's eye depends on the strength and quantity of the user's chakra. And Naruto has a variety of blood successors, and has also experienced systematic improvement. The strength and quantity have long exceeded people's recognition. Even the Karama in Naruto's body has less chakra than Naruto. In this way, Naruto directly sensed the flying thunder god mark left by the Dragon Bane himself in Konoha village. After he communicated, he disappeared in a flash. Lulan ruins. In the desert, a figure appeared. Naruto glanced at the peaceful surroundings and didn't pay too much attention. He lowers his gaze to the ground and activates Gaara's abilities. Some sand floated up and slowly poured into Naruto's pocket. Gaara had a gourd as a place to store sand, Naruto didn't. Naruto couldn't find a better container for the time being, so he just puts them in his pocket as a backup. In fact, Gaara's ability is to create sand out of thin air. But if there is some sand as a guide, the chakra consumed will be greatly reduced. Even if Naruto has a lot of chakra, he still has to pay attention to these small details. And if you want Mizonengu to activate smoothly, you need to carry sand with you. In this case, there is no need to worry about sneak attacks. This is a passive skill that allows Naruto to avoid being constantly on guard against possible attacks. Of course, Naruto still had to be vigilant when necessary. This method was just to make Naruto's life more comfortable. At least there won't be an Uchiha Madara situation. Being suddenly attacked from behind by an old man. What if this happened to Gaara instead? How powerful is the attack power of Black Zetsu? Black Zetsu's combat power is not outstanding to begin with. If Uchiha Madara had Gaara's ability, Black Zetsu would not have been able to successfully attack. After obtaining the sand, Naruto continued to sense the location of the next flying thunder god mark. There, it is relatively close to the Kingdom of Thunder. Of course, there is no need to say more about Naruto's purpose of going to the Land of Thunder. The technology of Cloud Shinobi Village is actually closer to Naruto's previous life. Concrete walls, sophisticated technology, computers, televisions, etc. are everywhere here and are very popular. A kunai penetrated the sky and fell towards Cloud Shinobi Village. The kunai was discovered before he even got close. In the monitoring room, a Yinren frowned and asked in confusion, "What is this? How is it possible for a kunai to fly so high? No matter what, fight it down." Cloud Shinobi Village's chakra cannon has actually been used for defense for a long time. This Cloud Shinobi delivers the message to his companions. The department responsible for controlling the chakra gun found the direction, aimed, and pressed the button. Boom! Accompanied by a gunshot, a stream of chakra flew accurately towards Naruto's flying thunder god kunai. The sight keeps getting farther and farther. Across the mountains and rivers, on top of a mountain peak, Naruto's slightly closed eyes opened slightly. He murmured to himself, "Tisk. I didn't expect that the technology of those Cloud Shinobi was quite advanced." The next moment, Naruto's figure turned into a flash of light and disappeared. In the sky, the chakra cannon and the flying thunder god kunai are about to collide. Naruto's figure suddenly appeared. He held the flying thunder god kunai in one hand, and his body was forced to be high in the sky. The chakra flow triggered by the chakra cannon could not be tracked automatically, so it flew into the sky from a distance of tens of meters away from Naruto, and finally disappeared. Naruto looked down at the bustling Cloud Shinobi Village with a hint of coldness in his eyes. The security at Cloud Shinobi Village is very keen. The moment Naruto appeared, countless ninjas had already begun to mobilize. But Naruto didn't care about all this. Uchiha Madara has a famous saying. "Which adult would be angry with a child?" said Naruto. And what would humans think of the ant's vigilance? Naruto didn't use the flying thunder god kunai this time. His figure takes the initiative to approach Cloud Shinobi village. After easily dodging several chakra cannons, just hear a thud. Naruto landed steadily at the Raikage building. Chapter 172 Gyuki. It's over. Click. As soon as it fell, a slight cracking sound was heard in Naruto's ears. Naruto, who had sentience, turned slightly sideways and hit a few meters to the side. The roof of the Raikage building suddenly shattered. As if a beast jumped out of the house, a black shadow jumped out. You brat. Raikage waved his fist and hit Naruto while shouting, "Where do you think this is?" In terms of physical strength alone, Raikage is capable of fighting a tailed beast in hand-to-hand combat. However, Naruto was very calm in the face of Raikage's attack. His whole body suddenly flashed with golden light, various states were applied one after another, and he raised his hand to block Raikage's fist. Boom! The ceiling around Raikage and Naruto instantly shattered, and the shockwave spread with terrifying force in all directions. Raikage's facial muscles solidified slightly, like a pile of steel softened together. A roar erupted from his mouth, and the force became stronger and stronger. But Naruto looked calm and didn't move at all. Raikage. He is indeed strong, but what if Naruto is stronger? Do you know what it means? Lightning style armor plus Sage mode plus 9 tails chakra mode plus super heavy rock technique plus the gold content of Baihu technique? If Raikage could hit Naruto, then his combat power would be conservatively estimated to be over 300,000. But obviously, he didn't. Naruto chuckled. What a great strength, as expected of Raikage, but he exerted force on his hands, only the sound of shattering was heard. Raikage's expression changed drastically and he quickly flew back. His figure fell in the distance, looking down at his fist. Actually, almost broken. Moreover, what kind of power is Naruto? Raikage looked at Naruto warily. Many Cloud Shinobi are gathering around. These black and white figures were seen by Naruto. Naruto ignored it, but glanced at Raikage indifferently, turned around and jumped into the crumbling Raikage building. Entering Raikage's office, Naruto's Kagura eyes opened and he began to search. It didn't take long for Naruto to find a lot of things the Cloud Shinobi village had done in order to obtain the blood inheritance limit from a pile of documents. Secretly collect intelligence in the ninja world, and then kidnap ninjas who have the blood inheritance limit. Threaten Konoha village and ask Konoha to hand over the younger members of the Hyuga and Uchiha clan. Contacted Kirigakure and tried to do some shady things. There are even undercover agents in Iwagakure, dedicated to gathering information on explosive clay. It seems that Cloud Shinobi village's target is not just Konoha village. Haha, so ambitious? Naruto was sure that the information was correct and felt relieved. So, since you have disturbed me, and the actual situation is true, you have to pay the price. Naruto ignored Cloud Shinobi who rushed into the office and confronted him. His knees were slightly bent, and he jumped up high in the sky. Condescendingly, Naruto said to Raikage, I already know about your Cloud Shinobi village threatening Konoha to hand over the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan. Upon hearing this, Raikage's forehead muscles wrinkled into knots. He said angrily to Naruto, our plan has not been completed. It's not important. Naruto laughed dumbly, he shook his head slightly and said calmly, next, I will start returning gifts to remind you in the ninja world. After this battle, all ninjas and forces in the entire ninja world will know one thing. That is, if you want to provoke Naruto, you must be mentally prepared. Because it was impossible for Naruto not to take revenge just because he had no losses, nor because the losses were too small. High in the sky, after noticing Naruto's attitude, hundreds of Cloud Shinobi have begun to attack Naruto. Ninjutsu and ninja tools rushed towards Naruto like a tsunami. But Naruto continued to lift himself up. Ninjutsu can't fly at all. The blades thrown by the powerful taijutsu ninja were all blocked by Gaara's Mizanohu with sand. Naruto raised his palm, and a golden light gradually gathered. Big Spiral Wheel. A super ninjutsu capable of destroying Konoha. Now used by Naruto using the Nine Tails chakra, he turned into a golden Uzumaki. Among the crowd, as Killer Bee of Jinchūriki, the Eight Tails Gyuki in his body sensed the unstoppable power and immediately reminded Killer Bee. That power is very strong and makes everyone retreat. Cloud Shinobi village will not be able to compete in the future, it exists again. What? Killer Bee asked in horror, are you serious? Killer Bee was rapping just now, but now he has lost his focus. Gyuki said to Killer Bee. Quick, Killer Bee's expression straightened, and he immediately shouted to everyone around him. Everyone, retreat. Many Cloud Shinobi who were preparing to attack Naruto heard this voice. They stopped one after another. Is that the voice of Lord Killer Bee? What to do? Retreat. Let this kid get arrogant over us. I can't do it. Haha, don't disobey orders. As a ninja, you should know the consequences. Damn it. Retreat. Those Cloud Shinobi receded like the tide. Naruto frowned and removed his palm in advance, although the power has not reached Naruto's limit. But Naruto didn't want so many people to escape. The golden spiral wheel U fell from the sky. An astonishing crisis, as if the sky was falling, appeared in everyone's hearts. Killer Bee rushed over and his body instantly transformed into a tailed beast. Gyuki angrily yelled at Killer Bee. Lousy asked you to leave too. Killer Bee, however, kept to himself and started rapping. Yeah, this is my uncle's ninja way. Alas. Yuki sighed helplessly. Forget it, I can still be resurrected anyway, then. I will remember you as an interesting human being. 8 octopus tentacles extended out, wrapping the large spiral wheel. Naruto saw this scene and admired. Tisk tisk, it is indeed affectionate and righteous. But this scene. Naruto looks familiar, but Naruto didn't think too much. The power of the big spiral wheel is very powerful. Even Naruto can't guarantee that he won't be affected. So Naruto used the super light rock technique to raise his body crazily. At the same time, Naruto also asked Kurama, Kurama, can you absorb the chakra of other tailed beasts? Kurama, who was watching the fun, was asked this question and said subconsciously, this is not in accordance with the rules, but your existence has broken the rules. Naruto asked, is that okay? Kurama smiled confidently. Of course, after all, I have nearly 4 times the chakra of before. Now the chakra of other tailed beasts can no longer make waves here. Naruto nodded slightly at Kurama's response. Kurama, are you interested in being stronger than 10 tails? Naruto, your kids' questions are really exciting. No matter what, I will cooperate with you. Chapter 173 The 5 Great Ninja Villages become the 4 Great Ninja Villages. Yuki's chakra wrapped around Naruto's jutsu, intercepting it in midair. This courage is very commendable. In order to protect his companions, he would rather sacrifice himself. Naruto was moved when he saw it, but Yuki and Killer Bee soon paid the price. The Great Spiral U is a terrifying ultimate move similar to that of Super Shinra Tenjong. It may seem like a small skill to Naruto, even the loss of chakra was insignificant to Naruto. But for normal people, the many cloud shinobi who fled took a moment to look back. All I could see was the interior wrapped by the 8 tails of 8 tails. Several auroras suddenly penetrated. These lights instantly light up the whole world. The dull explosion sounded like an earthquake to everyone's ears. 8 Tails' body continued to expand, and Killer Bee's voice disappeared. Yuki's shrill screams echoed in Cloud Shinobi Village. A few seconds later, 8 Tails' entire body was torn into pieces by the explosion generated by chakra, like pieces of paper under the impact of a tsunami. More violent energy is pouring outward. A doomsday-like scene is slowly building in Cloud Shinobi Village. Houses collapsed one after another, and iconic buildings were instantly reduced to pieces. The aftermath of a natural disaster swept through Cloud Shinobi Village. It took 5 minutes for this ninjutsu, which was a catastrophe to Cloud Shinobi Village, to stop. The entire world was surrounded by dark blood, and broken fragments of unknown substances that were burned into powder fell from the sky. Raikage eyes stared at a pair of bloodshot eyes, looking at the ruined doomsday scene. His body could not withstand the blow, and he instantly became paralyzed. He knelt on the ground and fell into a trance. Despite Killer Bee's obstruction, very few Cloud Shinobi escaped from the explosion. Either it's a secret technique that increases speed, or it's a powerful physical technique. All those powerful ninjas who were experienced in combat and possessed super powerful lightning styles, but were not particularly fast, were all sacrificed. Not to mention those Chunin, Genin and the like. Cloud Shinobi Village's losses include, in addition to the entire village, an uncountable number of people. Starting today, Cloud Shinobi Village is removed from the top 5 ninja villages in the ninja world. Naruto hovered high in the air, looking down at Cloud Shinobi Village below. In Naruto's eyes, Cloud Shinobi Village was in ruins. 8 Tails' chakra was also blown up by Naruto, giving Kurama no chance to absorb it. Pity, Naruto muttered to himself, then flew towards Raikage's position. Naruto landed on the soft ground made of various broken pieces. Raikage knelt in front of him. As if being attracted by Naruto, Raikage asked with dull eyes, why? Huh? Naruto seemed not to hear clearly and took 2 steps closer. Raikage once again asked the doubts in his heart, why? Oh. Naruto raised his hand and scratched his head as if thinking about something. Then Naruto said tentatively, probably, it's because I don't want anyone to try to figure me out anymore. So Cloud Shinobi Village has become a chicken that kills the chicken to scare the monkeys? Raikage's heart was broken. Realizing this, he could no longer contain his emotions and launched an almost crazy attack on Naruto. Bad boy. Those people, have those people ever provoked you? They are innocent. Boom. Naruto kicked Raikage away and said disgustedly, I was innocent to you back then. Yes. You provoke me for no reason, why can't I provoke you for no reason? Moreover, wouldn't it be a bit far-fetched to say that I did this for no reason? Naruto didn't hold back on this kick. A large piece of Raikage's chest collapsed, and he fell weakly to the ground, blood spurting wildly from his mouth. But he still asked Naruto with a ferocious expression, you are strong, so you can bully others at will? Naruto shook his head slightly, oh, I really don't want to discuss such philosophical issues with you. Let me ask a more practical question, where is the second tail, or the second tail Jinchūriki? If you are strong, you really can't bully others casually. After all, that is the most basic moral bottom line. Otherwise, with Naruto's strength, he couldn't get anything he wanted? If he was really a bad guy, he wouldn't have paid for Tsunade's ninjutsu rights just to keep Haruno Sakura from being questioned. It is true that the ninja world does not lack people who are strong but also have martial ethics. Senju Hashirama is like that, but not every strong person has a herbivorous personality. When the evil in their hearts is touched, not everyone will kneel down and beg for peace like Hashirama. I'm stronger than you. If I don't hit you, you'll have to burn incense. You actually came to provoke me and even tried to kidnap me morally. Naruto believed that even if he thought about this problem for 10 days and 10 nights, he would still not be able to figure out why Raikage dared to provoke him. And another question, hasn't Cloud Shinobi Village always used force to bully the weak? Wandering around in Konoha, trying to extort blood successor ninjas. He also has a very tough face in the world, like the little bully in the class that no one dares to mess with. Now that he has suffered retribution, he says that the strong cannot bully the weak at will. Tisk tisk, a good double standard, but Naruto didn't bother to say more about these issues. Because as a politician, Raikage understands. To say it is just a waste of everyone's time. Raikage was furious when he saw that Naruto actually wanted to target the second tail. But the injuries on his body were no longer able to support him from continuing to attack. Naruto glanced at the unyielding Raikage and said calmly, "Then I'd better find it myself." He turned and left, leaving a message to Raikage. "Oh, by the way. Remember to publicize my evil deeds to the ninja world, so that no one dares to provoke me. Thank you, Raikage-sama. See you." It was very simple for Naruto to find the location of the two tails near Cloud Shinobi Village. He opens Kagura's heart eye and soon discovers the second tail's chakra. At this time, the two-tailed Jinchūriki got information from Wooden Golem for some reason. She seemed to know that Naruto was looking for her and was trying his best to stay away from the village. As the last Jinchūriki of the village, Wooden Golem knows his place. Now, Cloud Shinobi Village suffered heavy losses due to Naruto's ninjutsu. Killer Bee and Yuki died, many masters died in battle. Raikage was seriously injured, and by Wooden Golem, the Jinchūriki is a battlefield nuke. Her existence is the last dignity of Cloud Shinobi Village. Without the Wooden Golem, Cloud Shinobi Village would become an existence that everyone can bully. At the same time, it will also lose its symbol as a great shinobi village. Raikage will be called Leader Eye from now on, however, even if Wooden Golem rushes with all his strength. That guy's strength is still disappointing. Soon, Naruto's figure fell from the sky and landed in front of the Wooden Golem. Chapter 174 Fitness Goddess. Hey, sister, hello. Naruto raised his hand to greet the Wooden Golem. Where are you going in such a hurry? He was so friendly, but he still responded with a fire style. Boom. The sand in Naruto's pocket floated out automatically, forming a huge sand net that intercepted fire style in midair. By Wooden Golem seeing that the ninjutsu didn't work, despair arose in his heart. She turned around and tried to run away, but the next second Naruto appeared next to her. You. Wooden Golem looked at Naruto with frightened eyes. Naruto said to her, I need the chakra of the two tails. Are you going to let me do it myself, or are you going to hand it over? By Wooden Golem tightened his lips and looked at Naruto stubbornly. Maybe this is the character of the people in Cloud Shinobi Village. Okay, I understand what you mean. Naruto clasped his hands and apologized in advance. I'm sorry, sister. At this moment, the second tail in Wooden Golem suddenly screamed. Don't come over, I will give you chakra. By Wooden Golem's expression froze. Okay, I would rather die to protect your chakra. What do you mainly give as a result? That's much easier. Naruto felt a little happy. Wooden Golem asked Erwei. Why? Erwei sighed. Wooden Golem, I know what you are thinking, but we cannot resist the powerful enemy in front of us. Since he is willing to talk nicely, there is no need for us to suffer. Only, immediately afterwards, the two tails said to Naruto. I hope you can leave me some chakra, because if Jinchūriki leaves the tailed beast, he will die. I have to say, Yuki and Killer Bee, two tails and Wooden Golem. The Jinchūriki of Cloud Shinobi Village and the tailed beasts do seem to have a good relationship. This is completely opposite to other villages. Naruto thought for a moment and agreed immediately. Okay, I agree. Huh? Erwei asked in disbelief, did you really agree? So easy to talk to. Naruto smiled, of course, I'm not someone who can't communicate. By Wooden Golem. She looked at Naruto with hostility but made no comment of her own on the statement. Soon, with the cooperation of Wooden Golem and two tails, they completed their complete transformation into tailed beasts. Naruto's body surface has some scarlet chakra extending out. Finally, a fox dozens of times larger than Erwei appeared. Karama. You? Fudao's voice trembled as she looked at Karama in such terror. Karama smiled evilly. Don't worry, I am very gentle. Erwei. 3 minutes later. Wooden Golem held the mini version of two tails in his arms and watched Naruto leave. Erwei raised his head and asked Wooden Golem, you won't dislike me for being so mini, right? How could it be? Wooden Golem comforted Erwei. Chakra will grow back anyway. But she subconsciously stroked Erwei's head, the other side. Naruto was very interested in Karama who had absorbed the two tails chakra. Because Karama absorbed the chakra of the second tail, the color of his body actually changed from fiery red to a slight hint of blue. In this regard, Karama explained to Naruto, I can suppress the chakra of the two tails. The more chakra of the tailed beasts are fused, the higher the intensity of the chakra obtained. But one thing needs to be done, that is, my chakra must be 3 times higher than the chakra of other tailed beasts in the body. The chakra of 2 tails is not much, but the chakra of 9 tails is 3 times as high. So at this time Karama was still able to suppress the 2-tailed chakra very easily. Naruto nodded after hearing this. Yes, if you gather the 9-tailed beasts, can you steal 10 tails? Kurama's answer disappointed Naruto. No, because we tailed beasts are just chakra. To be precise, we don't even have bodies, we are all chakra materialized. Our common entity is 10 tails. Naruto touched his chin and analyzed. So, does that mean I need to find a body for you? Kurama reminded Naruto very sincerely. If that's the case, I can become a complete life. It's not easy for you to suppress me. It doesn't matter. Naruto said casually. Anyway, as long as you are willing to lend me chakra. He didn't seem to care, and had actually postponed his plan to feed Kurama the 9 tails card. Because whether it is 9 tails or Kurama, in Naruto's mind it is a way to improve combat effectiveness. The difference with Baihao technique is that Kurama is a living being. But if Kurama can pose a threat to Naruto, then Naruto cannot tolerate it. Indeed, Kurama is a good-tailed beast and will not be a brat. But, with Naruto's powerful strength, Naruto can guarantee that he will not kill Kurama. Although Kurama could guarantee it, it was unacceptable for Naruto to rely on the guarantee of others for his own safety. Naruto then took a look at Kurama's fighting prowess. Very nice. Increased from 299,521 to 321,541. It seems that the chakra fusion of multiple tailed beasts does have a high bonus to combat effectiveness. First collect the tailed beast's chakra, and then feed Kurama the 9 tails card. This will create a tailed beast even more powerful than 10 tails. Before that, Naruto still needs to improve his strength through other methods to ensure that he can suppress Kurama. Turning off the attribute panel, Naruto opened Kagura's inner eye and locked Iwagakure's direction. Iwagakure also has 2 tailed beasts, 4 tails and 5 tails. And this time past, Naruto still had a very important thing to deal with. That's about black soil. Naruto was traveling very quickly. Under the premise that the Earth Kingdom had the mark of the Flying Thunder God, Naruto arrived at Iwagakure very quickly. At this time, the news of the destruction of Cloud Shinobi village has not spread here. Naruto's appearance was not yet deeply remembered. Naruto used the Flying Thunder God technique to sneak into Iwagakure and no one recognized him. With Naruto's perception, he quickly discovered Kurotsuchi's location. Ahem, I didn't mean it. Naruto didn't know what he thought of, and his expression turned slightly red. Just now. After Naruto detected Kurotsuchi's chakra, he concentrated and saw the scene clearly. Then, he saw a vast white mist, and that slender and well-proportioned figure. She does have a good figure. Naruto muttered, sitting on the bench and waiting. Due to regular exercise, Kurotsuchi's figure is like that of a fitness goddess in her previous life. But Naruto soon put aside his distracting thoughts. He came this time to end this farce. Chapter 175 Kurotsuchi feels something is wrong. When Kurotsuchi came out of the bath, he saw a familiar figure sitting at the door of the hot spring. Uzumaki? Kurotsuchi was startled and screamed subconsciously, some water drops falling from his wet hair. But she reacted quickly and immediately shut up without calling out Naruto's name. She had seen Naruto's strength before. It's better not to provoke him here and don't let his identity be exposed. If something happened, Iwagakure couldn't tell, and Kurotsuchi thought about the possibility of Naruto coming here, so she walked towards Naruto with a bitter look on her face. She looked around and found that no one cared about her, so she asked Naruto in a low voice, "What are you doing here?" Naruto looked at Kurotsuchi calmly. "You should know." Kurotsuchi pursed his lips and said to Naruto, "Follow me." She walked towards the small dark alley, and Naruto was certainly not afraid of her suddenly attacking him, so he followed her. When he arrived at a place where no one was around, Kurotsuchi checked his surroundings vigilantly, then took a deep breath and asked Naruto, "You mean why I didn't explain the reason to Grandpa, right?" "Of course, this has had some impact on me," Naruto said shamelessly. "I am an unmarried person, what if my reputation is ruined by you?" "Is he so shameless?" The corners of Kurotsuchi's lips trembled slightly. "She is obviously the one whose reputation has been ruined. But this seems to be her fault." Kurotsuchi was not an unreasonable person, and she didn't care about Naruto's words. But in reality, Kurotsuchi didn't think Naruto had a good reputation. Kurotsuchi recalled Onoki's happy smile and said to Naruto, "This is my fault, but I don't intend to correct it, of course. It would be better if you would cooperate with me in acting." "Acting?" Naruto became a little curious. "What kind of acting?" Kurotsuchi explained to Naruto, "Go to see Grandpa as his grandson-in-law." Naruto shook his head slightly and said nothing, but his attitude was clear. But Naruto quickly thought of some of Iwagakure's secret techniques. Otherwise, thinking of this, Naruto said to Kurotsuchi again, "Okay, but I have conditions." "What conditions?" Kurotsuchi looked at Naruto up and down with suspicious eyes, holding his chest with his hands, a trace of vigilance rising in his eyes. This guy is not a good person. If he makes some excessive demands, then Kurotsuchi will have no choice but to. Naruto chuckled. "I'm not jealous of you, because I and, ahem. I won't mention it anymore, but I am very interested in your Chen escape." Kurotsuchi's heart skipped a beat when he heard Naruto mention something. But when Naruto mentioned dust release, Kurotsuchi suddenly stopped and burst out laughing. "What did you say? Ha 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 ha, you actually said you wanted dust release?" Naruto scratched his head in confusion. "What's wrong? Is there a problem?" Kurotsuchi smiled happily and shook her head at Naruto. Don't blame me for not reminding you that dust release has been learned by countless people, but only one person in a million can learn it. For decades, Iwagakure has never seen a ninja capable of using dust release. Because of this incident, Naruto is going to take away the practice method of dust escape and then practice dust escape? Where did he get his confidence from? Thank you for reminding me. Whether I can learn or not is all my business. Naruto said very clearly, so the problem now is that if you want me to cooperate with you in acting, you must bribe me with dust release. Kurotsuchi's eyes fixed. Although there is a high probability that you will not be able to learn Chendu. Chendu is the most precious treasure of our village. It is impossible for me to give you the information about Chendu because of such a crappy thing. Please change the conditions. Naruto said smoothly, I want the tailed beast's chakra. You. Kurotsuchi held his forehead with a headache. How about you change the conditions? Another one? Naruto was deep in thought. I am about to build a ninja village, so it would be better if I have some relationship with Iwagakure. So Naruto said to Kurotsuchi, then Iwagakure owes me a favor. No way. Kurotsuchi shook his head again. This matter is just a private matter between me, you, and the old man. It should not be raised to a collective level. Naruto sighed. That's it, then I don't seem to be interested in anything. Iwagakure only has these points to attract Naruto. Dust escape, tailed beast. Favors only count for half. Because Naruto doesn't actually need this very much. Apart from the needs for strength and power, there are only Naruto's personal needs. But Naruto personally didn't have any needs. As for Kurotsuchi himself? Tisk tisk, it can't be said that Naruto is very familiar with it, but it can also be said that he knows it well. The transformation technique of Shang Phosphorus is very sophisticated and the details are in place. Why? Because Kagura knows Kagura's inner eye. Her transformation technique is based on the detailed information obtained by Kagura's inner eye. Therefore, the transformation technique of Shang Phosphorus has a high artistic content. After thinking this, Naruto stated to Kurotsuchi, I hope you will explain the situation to Onoki as soon as possible and stop spreading any rumors. I have a fiancé. After saying that, Naruto planned to leave, then find another way to get the dust release and tailed beast chakra. But Iwagakure never provoked Naruto, and Naruto couldn't really use force. And Naruto's habit is to be polite before fighting. Seeing Naruto leave in disappointment, Kurotsuchi subconsciously shouted, wait. What else? Naruto looked back at Kurotsuchi. Kurotsuchi narrowed his eyes slightly, showing an expression of consideration. Her mind was very active, and she immediately realized the stakes in this when Naruto was about to leave. Naruto is very strong. He wants the dust release and the tailed beast chakra. If negotiations fail, the consequences will be obvious. As a member of the village, Kurotsuchi certainly wouldn't want to see things get to that point. Since Kurotsuchi needs Naruto to act, then he should follow this need and give Naruto some benefits. At that time, Naruto will not need to use force to obtain dust release and tailed beast chakra. By then, Iwagakure will also have a way to go, and he can also establish a friendly trading relationship with Naruto. This can be considered as leaving a good impression. However, Iwagakure would be too much of a loser if he only acted. How to do it? Kurotsuchi's brain was working quickly. Crazy search for a solution. When facing a strong man of Naruto's level, Iwagakure certainly has no right to refuse. And now that Naruto is willing to talk nicely, that's good news for Iwagakure. And recently I heard that Naruto is going to establish a force. Although this matter is still in the rumor stage, there is no guarantee that Naruto will not really establish a force. By the time, Kurotsuchi is indeed Kurotsuchi. After all, he is a talent who can become Tsuchikage in the subsequent plot. She thought of the pros and cons in an instant and was looking for a way to solve it. Chapter 176, just another way of saying it. What on earth are you thinking about? 3 minutes passed and Naruto finally couldn't wait any longer. He frowned and said to Kurotsuchi, if nothing happens, I'll leave. Kurotsuchi took a deep breath, walked quickly towards Naruto, and said to him, we can all agree to your request, but I also have a request. Oh, what's the request? Naruto became interested again. Dust release, tailed beast chakra. If Naruto were to trade these two things, it would definitely cost him a lot of money. Now that Kurotsuchi promised to take it out directly, Naruto certainly wouldn't be impatient to listen to her. After careful consideration, Kurotsuchi said to Naruto, as long as you and I pretend to be real. What? Naruto frowned. Are you talking about the engagement? Are you pretending to be real? Kurotsuchi nodded decisively. Yes. Naruto showed a smile and said disdainfully, haha, you're a calculating woman, you don't think I'm a pervert and can be fat or thin, right? This sentence made Kurotsuchi confused. What's the meaning? Uzumaki Naruto, what exactly do you mean? Don't I look good? What does it mean to be fat or thin? After all, I'm also a village beauty, okay. I've taken such a big advantage from you, and you actually still return it? However, although Kurotsuchi was ashamed and angry in his heart, he was still lifeless on the surface. She approached Naruto, her crystal lips opening and closing. Is it because I'm not pretty enough? Naruto smelled a refreshing fragrance, glanced at the other person's devilish figure, and had a smile on his face. Don't take advantage of the benefits delivered to your door. Since the distance was close enough, Naruto put his arms around Kurotsuchi's waist and pressed her whole body against hers. Hiss. Kurotsuchi subconsciously pushed Naruto away. And Naruto didn't miss that soft body too much. She took 2 steps back and asked with an angry expression. You are obviously a pervert. Naruto chuckled. Of course, it would be too boring if a man wasn't horny. But what I mean is that if you want to fall in love with me, with your appearance, I will be interested in knowing your preferences and personality. But if it is a political marriage, sorry, I cannot accept it. After hearing this, Kurotsuchi showed a puzzled expression. Huh? If you put it like that, what happened to Temari? Oh, you mean her? Naruto recalled the scene when Temari helped him drive away the Konoha villagers, and commented, that tomboy is quite interesting. Although Naruto wants to build power, of course the more relationships he has with big powers, the better. A political marriage will of course deepen the relationship between Iwagakure and the Snow Country. But Naruto was fully capable of abandoning this approach. And Naruto didn't want to accept Kurotsuchi without any feelings. In that case, Naruto's back garden will change. Temari is because Naruto thought she was pretty good after contacting her. Black soil is different. Kurotsuchi is too shrewd, after all, he is a person with the potential to become a cage-level politician. No matter how good-looking or good-looking she is, it's not enough to attract Naruto. Of course, let's be honest, that is, Naruto's vision has become much higher without realizing it. It's not just about beauty, it's also about emotion. Very picky, that's it. Kurotsuchi looked at Naruto in surprise. I didn't expect you to have quite a personality. Naruto. Then Kurotsuchi breathed a sigh of relief. But that's fine, as long as you don't reject me because I'm ugly, I'll accept it. Naruto. Naruto's words just now almost made Kurotsuchi feel unconfident. Immediately afterwards, Kurotsuchi said to Naruto. Okay, since you said so, let's treat it as a deal. First of all, what you need is the tailed beast chakra and dust release. No problem. I can explain this to our shadow, but you need to pay a certain amount of money and cooperate with me in acting. In addition, you also need to share some of your information. Naruto didn't find it difficult to accept this request. But what Naruto is curious about is, why do you still need to hand over my information? Naruto asked in confusion. What does the transaction have to do with my information? Kurotsuchi said in a bland way. Oh, that's because in the eyes of outsiders, we do have an engagement. In this case, I need to get to know you better. Didn't you say that my good looks are okay? If I think it's okay, let's try to have some contact. If you can, just do it for real. If it doesn't work, think of another way. After listening to Kurotsuchi's explanation, Naruto touched his chin with interest. Well, if you had been so honest earlier, wouldn't things have been much simpler? The corners of Kurotsuchi's eyes trembled slightly, and he let out a feeble smile. Hey. Just after the two agreed, Naruto suddenly frowned and felt something was wrong. The conditions proposed by Kurotsuchi for the first time. It's Naruto who gets the tailed beast chakra plus dust release. The price paid is political marriage. The conditions proposed for the second time. It's Naruto who gets the tailed beast chakra plus dust release. The price you pay is to get in touch with Kurotsuchi, and then if you have a similar personality, you can pretend to be real. In other words, that was the condition first proposed. The price paid has changed from a political marriage to falling in love or helping her act in a play plus a congenial political marriage plus a pile of money. Naruto calculated carefully. Why did he feel that he was at a loss? Wrong, not a loss. Kurotsuchi is just another way of saying it. And this statement is easier for Naruto to accept psychologically. How can it be said to be a loss? But from a book perspective, Naruto is losing money. Naruto stopped in place, his mind almost shutting down. Seeing Naruto's appearance, Kurotsuchi asked him, you don't want to touch porcelain, do you? I didn't hit you. Naruto came to his senses and looked at Kurotsuchi. The other party showed a smile, as if he was very happy. Very happy indeed. She perfectly solved the crisis that the village might face. And for Kurotsuchi, the irresistible political marriage has turned into an optional love affair. For Kurotsuchi, he should indeed be happy. Naruto sighed. Perhaps some humans are such creatures. I feel that there is something wrong with the chef if I eat directly. I have to experience cooking myself before I feel it makes sense. The same goes for marriage, and falling in love plus marriage. It feels completely different, because the latter is easier to accept. But Naruto quickly stopped thinking about it. Now he just felt that Kurotsuchi's mind was very bright. If there is a chance, let her serve as a diplomat in the Kingdom of Snow. Naruto shook his head slightly and responded to Kurotsuchi's words. I didn't touch porcelain, let's go find Onoki. Kurotsuchi became happy after hearing this. Okay, but you have to remember that the marriage is real in Grandpa's eyes. Only the two of us can discuss the issue of whether to fake it or confess it in private. Naruto. Well,